baseball on ESPN. It's Pete Taylor Park in all its glory tonight for a marquee top 10 matchup between the number 4 ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs against the 10th ranked Southern Miss Golden Eagles. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth tonight. I'm Jason Baker alongside my color analyst Cliff Russell. And Cliff, for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, they have gotten the Brian O'Connor era off to a blazing start. They come in strong off a big-time matchup against number 1 UCLA.
Yeah, absolutely. The lights are shining a little brighter. It's a perfect night for college baseball, Jason. You said it, Mississippi State coming off a tough loss against UCLA, looking to get back on track here tonight.
And for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, they dropped their opening day matchup. They have not lost since. They come in off a sweep over Louisiana Tech in Ruston over the weekend. Christian Ostrander has this club clicking.
Yeah, it's been a tough schedule so far, Jason. Just a great weekend, a complete weekend where they pitched it well, got the offense rolling. Again, tough matchup here tonight.
And this graphic will tell you a lot about the Division I baseball poll. This is what the national pundits believe of these two teams.
Yeah, look, it's two programs off to blistering starts, obviously. All eyes on college baseball here in Hattiesburg.
Boy, I am here for it. We're going to have the Bulldog batting order when we return to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Hill Denson Field at Pete Taylor Park. Garrick Fry's at the top, but it's the two-hole hitter, my man. I can't wait to see him tonight, Ace Reese.
Yeah, he is their guy right there in that two-hole, kind of setting the table for those 3 and 4, Sullivan and Stallman. He's been electric in that two-hole all season.
12 extra base hits for the man named Ace Reese. And for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles tonight, they're handing the baseball off to a young man in Dylan Causey. It was his first start a week ago in this building against an SEC opponent. That went well for the Golden Eagles. Tougher test tonight.
Yeah, look, tough place to put a freshman, but it's a guy they believe in. They love the poise. They love the composure. They wouldn't put him in this spot if they didn't believe in him.
That is 100% correct. Dylan Causey also entered his first collegiate action in that Sunday win over UC Santa Barbara, inherited a runner in the 8th inning, pitched an inning of no-hit baseball in that 6-5 win that clinched the series for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. By the way, UC Santa Barbara not lost since leaving Hattiesburg. The defense for the Golden Eagles, I think Davis Gillespie's becoming a story. He's becoming an above-average left fielder, Cliff.
Yeah, and honestly, I think going into the season, that was maybe a concern. Not necessarily Davis, but that outfield as a whole. They've pieced it together well.
They certainly have. You look at Kyle Morrison at second base. Joey Urban gets the start. Christian Ostrander has begun to kind of rotate that center field position between Caleb Stelly as well as Joey Urban. He gave a start to William Tunsmeyer as well over the weekend in Ruston out in center field.
Yeah, whether he's in center DH, Joey Urban, you know he's going to be in that lineup. He gets the nod in center tonight.
There is Christian Ostrander. And you see Matthew Russo, boy, speaking above average defensively. That's what Matthew Russo has been throughout his career, is maybe the type of part of his game, if you will, that is not talked about enough.
Yeah, we saw it Sunday in Ruston, just a big moment in that game where he gets a ground ball, turns a double play. He's been fantastic over there.
Pete Taylor Park, after dark, underneath the lights in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Historic, my man. Never a top 10 matchup, never in the midweek, and that's what we have in here tonight.
Yeah, look, you and I have had this one circled kind of before the season started, but you know what you've got at stake here tonight is just two programs that are historically really good, Jason, but off to just historic starts so far this season.
They are crammed into the roost. As many as this place will fit, they will try to put them in here tonight. The only other top 10 matchup we can recall at Pete Taylor Park at the time was the Super Regional against Tennessee that was hosted right here at Pete Taylor Park, Hill Denson Field. A lot of folks in this area waiting for this, and here we go. Top of 1, Dylan Causey on the bump, and Garrick Fry will be your batter to lead it off for the maroon and white. Causey's first fastball, 94, down and in. Fastball here, ripped foul. It's a state batting order, enters hitting 350. You'd like to know the measuring stick their opponents to this point of the season, hitting 215 against their arms. That's how good the hitting lineup has been. 1-1, other way, sent right at Davis Gillespie. He'll reach up. It's a catch on the fly out to left field. There's one away.
You see it here early. It's an aggressive approach from this offense, Jason. They like to get after. You're looking at a Southern Miss staff that we know it's going to throw strikes. It's going to match up. That is so interesting and match up to me is how this aggressive offense does against this staff. And then also once they get on the base pass, they're aggressive there as well.
They most certainly are. They feel it quite possibly could be one of the deeper offenses. Maybe in program history, it's certainly looking that way from top to bottom right now. Two-seamer to Ace Reese to begin.
Yeah, you see the good arm side run there. It's exactly what you wanted for Dylan Causey. Had that arm side movement. 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Causey went an inning of a couple of hit baseball, did give up a couple of runs, but they were not earned in that top of the first inning against Alabama. That was a 14-4 run rule victory for the Golden Eagles last Tuesday night in this very same facility. The 0-2. Fastball up high. Charging is Morrison, a second baseman. His throw is in time. Down goes Ace Reese for out number 2.
Stays with the heater there. Kind of thought maybe we'd see the off speed, but goes fastball up in the zone. Gets him to roll over it right there.
You can see, too, on the replay, Causey did a great job. He didn't stick his hands out and deflect it. Just recognized his defense was in position to field that ground ball for the second out. Here's Noah Sullivan, 3-hole swinging. This is lifted up down the right field line. There's a lot of room that way. Higdon's going to give this a look, but it'll get out of play. It's been all heaters by my count. No off speed so far from Dylan Causey. Does have a lot of back-end life to the fastball. You'll hear us reference it throughout this broadcast. Induced vertical break. That's the measuring piece to those riding tight fastballs to the top of the zone. Fastball off the plate. Says our home plate umpire tonight, James Ainsworth behind the plate. Luke Weems will be your first base umpire. Eddie Newsom at second, and Joseph Smith down at third base. There's the wrinkle from Dylan Causey. Good tight slider at 86. Sullivan got a piece. It's a ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the top of 1.
Kind of see Tucker Stockman there telling Causey, hey, down in the zone, it's where we want it. I like that from your veteran catcher back there.
The 1-2. With slider off the plate, down goes Sullivan, a strikeout for Dylan Causey. That's it for the Bulldogs in the top of 1. We'll be back to Pete Taylor. Batting order looks like this. They've got their dude in the 2-hole. So do the Golden Eagles. 2-time SBC Player of the Week. Joey Urban's off to a hot start.
Yeah, back-to-back Player of the Weeks right there. He's been unstoppable in that 2-hole as well.
Matthew Russo's beginning to get going. I'm going to point you to the top of that order as well in Ben Higdon, the lefty. They got off to a cold start out of the 1 position, out of that leadoff position for the Golden Eagle bats, but Higdon is beginning to come around. Brendan Sweeney is a senior. He's a transfer from South Carolina, 6'7", 210. You see what he's done so far this season, making his second career start, first this season.
Yeah, 3 appearances so far in the season, all out of the weekend pen. And he did have a start last season right there. Oddly enough, another in-state rivalry, South Carolina, North Carolina a year ago.
So 23 appearances, 1 start. Bryce Chance will be out in center field, but we'll point you to the right fielder. That's freshman Jacob Parker out in right field. That's a true freshman, local kid out of Purvis High School. He's going to be introduced to the right field roots.
Uber talented freshman. He comes on campus. Weren't sure if he was going to even arrive on campus, but they love the power, what he brings to this lineup. Gets the nod out there in right field tonight.
Brent Rooker, the professional. Oakland A right now in the major leagues. Former Bulldog once said, those people hated me in right field. Ben Higdon will lead it off, the senior out of Paducah, Kentucky. Higdon has brought something in. It's only a 178 batting average, but that's been on the rise. Had a double to get started on Sunday, and he'll start down into the left field corner here. A stand-up double for Higg.
We talked about the aggressive approach from Mississippi State. Higdon showing it right here as well. Jumps on that heater quickly and puts it down to that left field corner.
See it buried just underneath the padding. Nunnally had to run it down the left fielder tonight for the Bulldogs. And a runner in scoring position. Here's the hottest hitter on this team, leading hitter at the moment for the Golden Eagles, Joey Urban. He'll see a two-seamer off the plate. So Brendan Sweeney's gonna be 92-95, has a cutter slider, possesses a changeup as well. 4-pitch mix.
Yeah, if you're in this offense, you know he's a guy who's going to be around that zone. He's 9 strikeouts over just 1 walk so far this season. He's going to fill it up, as you see right there.
That's the slider in at 83.
I love the matchup. You got Joey Urban with that zone awareness, Jason. 11 walks on the season to just 6 strikeouts.
Sweeney, a long look to second base. Looked like maybe cutter style that time out of the 6'7" Sweeney. Urban sees it down for a ball as Travis Creel's in that third base coach's box, the hitting coach for this Southern Miss offense. Fastball, Sweeney delivers, and Urban gets underneath this one, fouled back. We'll do it now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of fitting, Sweeney making, just as we mentioned, his second career start in college, albeit he's a senior. On the other side of it, you got a freshman in Dylan Causey also making his second career start in here tonight. The 2-2. Check swing from Urban. It's a slow roller. Stallman's really good over there as well. He'll toss it to Sweeney to first. Urban's put out, but Higdon moves down 90 feet away from this game's first run.
A check swing there, but it gets that runner over, so a productive out for Joey Urban there.
The senior out of Madisonville, Louisiana, Matthew Russo is up 6'2", 255. Brendan Sweeney's ready. Fastball elevated. Andrew Raymond snatched it out of the air, tonight's catcher for the Bulldogs. You see what Russo has done with runners in scoring position this season. Slices this one back, foul and out of play. Higdon's over at third base. He led the game off with a double into the left field corner. Moved over on the fielder's choice, and that's where we sit. Bulldogs were put down to the top of 1 if you're just settling into that easy chair in order. Fastball here pops out the middle. Raymond it's high and wide. Russo's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Russo attacking a breaking ball at 84, down and in. That's where those left-handers love it sometimes, down and in. Russo saw spin, attacked it, just couldn't get a piece to it. Counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sweeney goes heater up top, down goes Russo. And there's 2 away. Big punch out for Brendan Sweeney.
The slider, the pitch before, kind of set that up, Jason. You mentioned it, the slider down and in, and then goes elevation right here with the fastball to get it past Russo for the big punch out for the second out.
20 inches of arm side run out of the hand of Sweeney that time as well. It'll get you to Davis Gillespie, the left fielder for the Golden Eagles. Davis was hitless on opening day. He has been red hot ever since, up over 400 now hitting on the season. He's got an OPS over 1,000 at the moment. He was an all Sun Belt selection as a redshirt freshman, sort of burst onto the scene. Had a down year a year ago, but seems to be shaping back into the form the black and gold faithful would love. So Sweeney was in action this weekend as well for the Bulldogs over in Frisco, Texas. In Globe Life Field, 2-0 slider that misses off the plate. Davis Gillespie has a 3-ball, no-strike count.
You can see the respect, and they not going to give Davis Gillespie a chance to put the Eagles up ahead right here. That's 3 pitches, 3 off speeds right off the plate there. I'd expect another one here.
Slider that catches the zone. That's the best breaking ball to me Sweeney's thrown tonight. That one dotted up just perfectly in the zone. Hitters count, 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Golden Eagles have a runner 90 feet away. Sweeney from the stretch. Gillespie will take his walk, lays off the slider down and away. There's runners on the corners. Gillespie's 8th walk of the season to the 9 strikeouts. That's a positive sign as well. The closer those 2 numbers stay together this season tells you what kind of production he can have.
That's just a good job of Davis Gillespie, kind of knowing the scenario there. They're kind of intentionally, but yet unintentionally pitching around you there.
Trey Barrett, the sophomore from Holtville, Alabama, digs in. Big cut at the slider as Barrett's out in front. Well, all of a sudden, Sweeney's found the feel for it.
Yeah, it's tight. You can see it there, tight, late movement. Great location on those last couple sliders.
See where Raymond wants this. He wanted that fastball up. That's kind of been the rhythm so far. Sort of slider down, elevated fastball up at 93. Slider hung on and lifted. 107 off the barrel. Trey Barrett has sent this 450 feet. And the Golden Eagles take an early lead.
Couple good sliders there early, but he hung that one right down Hardy Street, Jason, and Trey Barrett did not miss it.
We watch a lot of baseball in this park, not see a baseball hit back there. What a swing from a sophomore in Trey Barrett, who's got his 2nd home run of the season. Slider was middle. You could really see too, Sweeney was finding the feel for it. You'd love to see what they're sort of developing with Sweeney, kind of keeping it down in the zone, and then you could sort of watch it tunnel, right? You could watch that slider dive off and then the fastball stay up. That one just hung up in the zone, and Trey Barrett did not miss it. Kyle Morrison will be the batter. Fastball rides away from Morrison. Sweeney hasn't shown the changeup yet in this bottom of the 1st inning. And Kyle Morrison trying to go back-to-back. Off the wall. Morrison digging for 2. He's there. A double to follow up the 3-run home run.
The elevated fastball this time, Jason, and you see it right there off the Hancock Whitney sign. This lineup is just so deep, much like this Mississippi State lineup. It has got some length and some teeth to it.
Justin Parker is out. He's the pitching coach for Mississippi State, the only holdover from the Chris Lemonis era. Out to talk to Brendan Sweeney. Got to be just a meeting at this point to get him calmed down, getting back to what he was doing. You could certainly see what it is and why it is that he's out there, right? The slider was good when it was down in that zone.
Yeah, it's just it. You've been down in the zone. You haven't really been hit hard, but you've left a couple pitches up, and Southern Miss has made you pay.
So Kyle Morrison's aboard, attacking the fastball in the upper third portion of the zone. Gets you to another mature bat. Well-versed catcher behind a dish in Tucker Stockman. All this happening with 2 outs. Fastball worked back over, beautifully done out of the hand of Brendan Sweeney. 16+ inches a run. Really see, he'll start it out wide against those righties and work it back over like that. That's the action they want. That's a good pitch. For a right-hander, it's got to be right. It's hard to pick that up that far off.
Yeah, certainly. Look, that you go glove side down in the zone right there. You're pretty safe if you stay living down that in that quad of the strike zone.
0-2's tap foul by Tucker Stockman. Will do it again, and no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And if you're Tucker Stockman, the offensive approach has to be, he's living on that glove side, look to go the other way.
That sort of has been Tucker Stockman's MO in his career. Good move from Sweeney. Morrison's back in. It was a backside hit for Tucker Stockman in a regional here in Hattiesburg a year ago that he'll never forget. Go ahead RBI base knock against Alabama in this Hattiesburg regional to send the Tide home. Fastball went high. Thing that's being certainly discussed amongst the people that love to talk about college baseball, include us in that meeting, if you will, has been the maturity of this lineup, the presence at the plate. 1-2 fastball. This one sent back over our heads, foul and out of play. I think it's been on display here. I'm going to go back to the Davis Gillespie walk to set up the 3-run home run by Dre Barrett. That was a mature plate discipline type AB. I get they weren't trying to work to him, but sometimes that's easier said than done. 1-2 slider. Sweeney got away with another one. That one true middle, and Tucker Stockman fouled it back. Exhibit A of mature plate discipline type ABs. I thought of a verbiage this weekend in watching them play against Louisiana Tech. They can become obnoxious type hitters where they're just spoiling stuff, trying to find the mistake. See what Brendan Sweeney goes with here. 1-2 with Morrison in scoring position. Slider that Tucker Stockman fouls back.
And I tell you, from a pitching standpoint, that drives you crazy. You feel like you make a couple good pitches there. Tucker Stockman just spoils them. You've tried to climb the ladder with the fastball. You didn't swing on that one. You just kind of don't know where to go next.
Yeah, 9th pitch of the at-bat coming here. That was a good slider from Sweeney. 79 going away from Tucker Stockman out of the zone, and he spoiled it. The 1-2. This went up and in. Kyle Morrison will stay put. Andrew Raymond gave a quick chase. See Sweeney shaking off a few. Deuces wild here with 2 outs. Fastball got him at 93, right past Tucker Stockman. Second strikeout of the inning for Brendan Sweeney. but it was Dre Barrett 450 feet later. And the Golden Eagles have an early 3-0 lead. Mississippi, Tuesday night college baseball at its finest, and Southern Miss has made a call to the pen. They're going to number 28, Kevin Landry Farr, the 6'3", 195-pound freshman out of Proctor, Arkansas, North Point Christian High School. And KL made his season debut last Tuesday night against Alabama. Here he is against another SEC foe.
Yeah, gets his chance last week. You said it, 2 strikeouts in that 1 inning of work, Jason. And if you're here keeping score tonight, get the roster ready, because we knew this is to be expected, much like last week against Alabama midweek. Southern Miss used 9 pitchers. Camden Sundstrom, the only one that went over an inning, and he worked an inning and 2/3. We expect another bullpen night here.
Yeah, it was 9 pitchers last Tuesday night against Alabama. Christian Ostrander has 26 arms on this roster. He loves a lot of them, some more than others, and he'll plan to run them through there for a guy that many folks believe, Cliff, is one of the premier pitching minds in the entire country. And he's proven it year after year after year with the development of these stats.
Yeah, I think that word you just said, development, is the key word there for Christian Ostrander. He gets these guys on campus, and then they get better.
There is 0 let-up in this Mississippi State order. Reed Stallman hitting .407. Will dig in. First pitch swung on. 90-mile-per-hour fastball lifted up and out of play. Senior out of Robbins, Iowa. Stallman had himself a day on Sunday. Couple of homers, 4 RBIs against number 1 UCLA in that 8-7 loss. Slider from KL Farr's in for a strike.
Yeah, this offense is just relentless, Jason. They've scored double digits 5 times so far through the first 12 games. 3 runs for Southern Miss is not going to win this game. I feel comfortable calling that here in the second inning.
I would certainly say so. The 0-2. Good slider from KL Farr. Down goes Reed Stallman swinging. First strikeout for Farr tonight. Third of the season for KL.
Yeah, I love the backdoor slider cutter, whatever they're calling that right there. Really good location.
Ryder Woodson will be the batter. 5-hole hitting .333 on the season. Woodson's a good story, man. Didn't get off to maybe the best of starts to this season. Ryan O'Connor has put the belief in him, the sophomore for Naples, out of Naples, Florida. Continue to stay with him. He is beginning to really get hot. He has lifted this mile high into the night sky, but Ben Higdon, the right fielder, believes he's there. He'll make the catch. There's a quick 2 away.
It's a big out. I mean, all he did on the weekend was hit .538 with 3 doubles, and just a big out right there from Farr.
That'll slide you down to the 6th position. Andrew Raymond, the sophomore catcher, hitting .368 on the year. There is not much swing and miss. If you keep wondering where the hole is in the batting order for the Bulldogs, I hadn't found it yet, and they got 17 dudes of position players on their roster that have all had significant time so far. This stroked out into left center field. Thinking too is Andrew Raymond. He'll slam the brakes on, and it's a single. First hit of the ball game for Mississippi State.
Yeah, that ball was touched, 103 off the barrel there. Great job. You see Joey Urban kind of playing no doubles zone defense there in center field. Does a great job of getting to that ball and keeping Andrew Raymond at first base.
Here's the only freshman in their batting order, and it is as talented of a bat as you might find. Jacob Parker, he's hitting .235 on the season. Tight slider from KL Farr that missed inside for a ball. The freshman from just down the road. Purvis, Mississippi, Purvis High School product. Was selected in the 19th round of the Major League Draft a year ago. 1-0 swung through at Kale Farr's kind of riding fastball to the top part of the zone.
Got to think he's playing in front of a lot of family and friends here. You mentioned his draft status. His brother JoJo went first round, 8th overall a season ago to the Blue Jays as well.
Yeah, joined former Golden Eagle Jake Cook in that Blue Jays organization. Good tight slider from K.L. Farr. Over the top goes Jacob Parker. Ryan O'Connor, you see, yelling something to his freshman at Jacob Parker, the right fielder tonight for Mississippi State. You can see Tucker Stockman. He wanted K.L. Farr to step back off. Ryan O'Connor wasn't real happy with something either. The 1-2. Riding fastball up high. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You can see Brian O'Connor, he was trying to get James Ainsworth's attention behind home plate.
I mean, I'm not sure if it was a pitch clock situation.
Was.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
2-2 fastball. K.L. Farr, his second strikeout of the night. He did that a week ago as well against the SEC in Alabama. 1.5 done. Golden Eagles coming to bat.
For college baseball, no place on this earth I would rather be.
They were crammed into the 16-ounce lounge down the right field line here at Pete Taylor Park some 2 hours before first pitch this afternoon. Brian O'Connor, literally a Hall of Famer, was inducted into the Collegiate Baseball Hall of Fame. Longtime coach at the University of Virginia, went to 18 NC2A regionals in 22 seasons in Charlottesville.
Yeah, just insane track record there, Jason. And you know, other teams, other programs came calling when he was there. He answered when Mississippi State called,
yes,
and he is off to a great start.
You don't put that phone down when they call. Little bigger checkbook comes with those phone calls. Brendan Sweeney will fire to Seth Smith. There's the first pitch change to Seth Smith, the junior from Mobile, who is not the incumbent shortstop to begin this season. He has won the job for the moment. He's leading the club in hitting, 478. He had a Tuesday night pinch hit, single to begin a come-from-behind win against Southeastern Louisiana. He has not been out of the lineup since. 0-2. Seth Smith goes down with the pitching wedge and lifts it out to center field. Bryce Chance is over to make the catch. Chance has one of the more astonishing defensive statistics that you'll ever read in a Game Notes package. It's 1,000 career fielding percentage, Cliff. He has never made an error as a Mississippi State Bulldog. That's incredible.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy that had 56 starts last year, and he's kind of been battling Aiden Till out there in center field. This is a crowded outfield, much like Southern Miss going into this season. I mean, really, there's 4 or 5 guys that they're rotating night in, night out there.
9-hole hitting is Caleb Stelly, an all Sun Belt Conference member from the Ragin' Cajuns out of the transfer portal. A bouncer over to Garrick Fry. He has it off a beautiful hop to first. There's 2 away.
If you're Brendan Sweeney, it's exactly what you needed. A couple quick outs, early contact, get that pitch count down. Done that just here in the 2nd inning.
Mississippi State's got some stirring going on in their bullpen. There's not a lot of intent there at the moment. We weren't quite given the plan with Brendan Sweeney. We don't know how far they plan to try to extend him tonight, if extending at all. We were pretty hip to the Southern Miss plan. We felt like it's going to be a more rotational kind of transactional night. There may be an arm in the rotation, in the carousel, if you will, to extend.
Yeah, not a ton of stress on that bullpen from this weekend for Mississippi State. A lot of fresh arms down there ready to roll.
Same could be said for the Golden Eagles as well. They used 8 bodies across 3 games to get a 3-game sweep of Louisiana Tech. Higdon led this ball game off with a double in the bottom of the first. Back around here in the bottom of 2, and he sees a pitch downstairs for a ball. 2-1 spiked into the turf. It'll be the hitter's count to Higdon. .31 fastball, been Higdon a good cut, fouls it back. First full count of this ball game. The payoff pitch. This one runs wide. It's a 2-out walk for Ben Higdon. So Sweeney's been a guy too. Picked up the save against Hofstra in one of the opening weekend ball games. It was a 3 2/3 innings pitch save. Across 2 hits, 1 run given up. Struck out 5. Didn't walk anyone in that performance against Hofstra in the opening weekend. Move over to first. They're just buying some real estate back. There's not a whole lot of movement in this Golden Eagle base path game, if you will. Just 4 stolen base attempts on the season to this point. They've been successful twice. Good slider. Boy, that was a dandy, swung on by Joey Urban. Really sweeper-type movement to it. Move over to first. Higdon's back in. Fastball up and into Joey Urban. Urban had an RBI in all 4 games last week for the Golden Eagles. Hitting .407 against right-handers on the year as Urban, as Sweeney takes another look back over to first. His first homer as a Golden Eagle came against Mississippi State a year ago, right here in Pete Taylor Park in that 3-0 win. This is ripped over the head of Travis Creel. You and Travis were having an interesting conversation about both teams' best hitter smack dab in the 2-hole.
Yeah, kind of a new trend you're seeing in college baseball is they push those guys up. Historically, it's been that 3-hole, maybe even clean up, but you're starting to see it more often. Get that guy, get your dude in that 2-hole, get him a couple more at-bats.
Sweeney a move back over to first. It's really shows the mindset of State right now. They recognize, too, the momentum that's in this place at the moment. An early 3-0 lead for the Golden Eagles. Making sure that runner stays put. Joey Urban has lifted this one shallow center field, maybe even onto the infield dirt, and it's missed. Ryder Woodson dropped it. Ben Higdon never stopped running with 2 outs. And Southern Miss leads 4-0.
You got to credit Ben Higdon there, Jason. You said it. He never checked up, never stopped. It's easy to just kind of pull up there. You see Woodson just misplayed it right there, and you see Travis Creel giving the green light all the way.
Brian O'Connor has popped out of the Mississippi State dugout. He is headed to the mound, quite possibly to make a change. Go talk with Brendan Sweeney. Maybe give his guy a few more tosses. You see who's in that Mississippi State pen. Charlie Foster, the lefty up. Jack Gleason, the right-hander, getting loose, and it looks like Gleason believes it's going to be him. Pitching change on the way. An error made by Ryder Woodson, the shortstop, has led to the 4th run of the night here in the bottom of the 2nd. We'll be back with more college baseball on ESPN. It's Jack Gleason making his 6th appearance of the season. He has been nails, Cliff. 6 2/3 innings pitched, just 1 hit, no runs, 10 over 1, and strikeouts to walks. It's a bullet, and it's a good one from Brian O'Connor's team.
Yeah, the red shirt freshman has been off to a hot start, as you just mentioned, Jason. He's a guy who's now tasked to come in, stop this momentum here early in this ball game. It's going to be a dose of heavy sinkers. He wants to come in, get the early contact. You mentioned the 10-1 strikeouts to walks.
Yeah, 90-93 with that sinker. 80-83 cutter slider. 85-87 with his changeup. He has been vicious. And that's a 2-seamer right to the inside corner against Matthew Russo. Maybe thinking they had a lefty up in the pen. Why not play in the matchup? But a year ago, the book would tell you Matthew Russo was better against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching. So they could be referencing some of that material, that information, maybe not even trying to play the matchup, just go with a great high leverage type arm. Oh-2 fastball, Russo fouls it back. Urban's aboard via the error. See the defensive shift for Mississippi State. Russo's hitting .240 on the season, hit his 2nd homer on Sunday against Louisiana Tech. Top spun it out of the ballpark. He's not off to a Russo-like start quite yet. But I don't think the numbers are maybe as bad as what he thinks. Slugging .400, OPS sitting at .696. Tacks the fastball up, gets to it, and fouls it.
Already early this season, he's had several just big hits and big moments for this offense. Saw it opening weekend a couple times. He's a guy that you want up there when it matters the most.
Urban a minimal lead off of first. Gleason to the plate. That fastball runs up. Russo takes a hack. Jack Gleason comes in, slams the door. 4-0 Southern Miss on a Mississippi State mistake. The drop fly ball by Ryder Woodson. The Golden Eagles capitalize. 4-0 after 2. We'll be back to Hattiesburg. Taylor Park, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Hello and welcome to wherever you may be watching from all across the country. We know many eyes focused in on this ball game, and so far they have been treated to a nice ball game. A big fly, had the mistake, but good quality pitching. And in comes another freshman left-handed arm, Bruce Littleton.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that made his debut last week, Jason, against Alabama. Last week, I think maybe 3 punch-outs, but it is a football-type mentality. He was an all-state tight end on the football field, and he brings that to the mound for this Southern Miss bullpen.
Struck out the side in the second against Alabama last Tuesday night. I want to go back to Ryder Woodson because I feel like this needs to be noted. This Golden Eagle team knows about a drop fly ball. They had a big moment in Game 3 against UC Santa Barbara. Ty Long, their red-shirted freshman shortstop, misplayed a fly ball. Had it very much similar to what happened to Ryder Woodson. Hit the turf. Golden Eagles responded. Sometimes for Mississippi State and inside that dugout, teammate has a mistake on a situation that's really routine. To me, it's about your brothers in that dugout stepping up, having your back, making sure that that's not something that Ryder feels is any of great significance into this ball.
Yeah, look, man, that's baseball. It's going to happen. You just kind of have to shove it off and get the next one that's hit to you.
Ryder Woodson's been really good, should be noted, really good, since maybe kind of just a slow start to the season for Mississippi State. James Nunnally, 8-spot hitting in this order up, hitting .214 on the year. Showing bunt here against Bruce Littleton, 94, surprise Tucker Stockman. I think they were a little crossed up, and you could see, boy, Tucker Stockman, he received that one with a surprise. And I can't speak from experience, but I can't imagine when 94 is coming at you and you're thinking it's something else. Watch this. Hello. That's the look of a man that says, let's get that pitch comm worked out. Or I have to wear 94 off the chest protector. Littleton will get the technology fixed. Freshman out of Vestavia Hills High School. He actually has, Cliff mentioned that football sort of mindset, an all-state tight end in the state of Alabama. He's 6'2", 225, a presence out there. His high school quarterback is on this roster as well in William Tunsmeyer. Fastball here. This is hit a mile. Nunnally gets it out into right center field, but the park will hold it. 100 off the bat. I think Higdon was surprised with it as well out to that warning track. When it left the bat, it looked like it was leaving the yard.
Yeah, I'm with you. A little crosswind here. And that, I mean, honestly, that's an area of this field that ball usually, if you get it up in the wind, it carries to that specific spot in right center. But that crosswind kind of killing that one right there.
Well, I thought Nunnally got all, he did too. I mean, it's 100 exit velo. And Bryce Chance will be the batter now for Mississippi State, the senior out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. He's one of only 2 players remaining on this team that played for this team 2 seasons ago. Hello, roster turnover.
Yeah, look, with 26 newcomers for this team, Jason. 18 from the portal, D1 baseball. Had them ranked number 2 portal class coming into this season. And that's something you now expect when you have a coaching change like they did. But it's a roster certainly built off that transfer portal, but make no doubt about it, they got a talented freshman class on campus as well.
He's ahead in the count to Bruce Littleton. 2-0 fastball. That's to the letters. It has got some ride to it as well. Spins around 2,400. That's what they want on these fastballs from Christian Ostrander. High spin to the top of the zone with some life. 2-1. This one missed outside. And Bryce Chance has it 3 balls and a strike. Big breath from Bruce Littleton, another one. He'll overstride it, overthrow it. 5-pitch walk from the 9-hole hitter, Bryce Chance. He'll turn this roster over. Only the second Bulldog to reach first base very early in this ball game. And here comes the weapons with a runner on first. Here comes the pressure from this Mississippi State offense.
Yeah, look, Bryce Chance doing what Bryce Chance does. He flips this lineup in that 9-hole. He's a guy who handles the bat so well down there. But now you flip it back up to Fry.
Littleton fires the fastball low for a ball. Tucker Stockman would like to replace it. Littleton mom was the soccer coach at his high school. She's a Hall of Famer, a Wofford University Hall of Famer. 1-0, this one's tapped back. Read a story last night in preparation for Littleton entering this ball game. Won a state championship back in 2025 for her high school, Vestavia Hills High School. Then retired to be able to follow Bruce Littleton. He also has a younger brother who's a 3-sport athlete. She wanted to be mom and travel around the country and watch her son play baseball. As Garrick Fry fouls it back. Kevin McMullen, the third base coach for Mississippi State, giving a sign to Garrick Fry. 1-2. Littleton slider, this one missed outside. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slider missed again. Good action on the pitch just upstairs. Count is full. Ace Reese, by the way, on deck for Mississippi State. Three-two. Fastball. This one rip foul. Garrick Fry around on it. We'll do it again at the count full. 1 away on a deep fly ball off the barrel of James Nunnally. To deep right center field. Southpaw fires, gets the fastball by Fry. And there's 2 away. First strikeout of the night for Bruce Littleton, his 4th of the season.
What a big pitch from Littleton, Jason. That's just challenge time right there. He goes with the heater. Just a huge pitch right there on full count. You're looking at Ace Reese coming into this box now.
Reese, the first team All-American a year ago. He was on every All-American list entering this season. He misses at the 94-mile-per-hour pitch from Bruce Littleton. And frankly, Cliff, he has lived up to everything that they've made him to be and more. Those 12 extra base hits coming into tonight, 8 doubles, 4 homers. Slider has Ace Reese backing out of the way, and it's 0-2.
Reese, a member of the 25 collegiate national team, just great experience during the summer. Coming off a season where he hit 21 home runs. He hadn't slowed down yet so far this season.
Bruce Littleton's got 2 outs and an 0-2 count. Fastball off the plate. The count is a ball in 2 strikes. Should be noted, Littleton made his season debut last Tuesday night as well against Alabama. This is only his second inning of work. He's pumping 94 with a slider.
Yeah, how about that freshman? Go face Justin LeBron. Now you got 2 outs facing Ace Reese. Show us what you got.
Runner goes, swing and a miss from Ace Reese. 2 punch outs in the inning. First name's Maximus, so what would you expect? We'll be back to the bottom of 3 in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Where in between, they are stuffed into Pete Taylor Park. What a ball game. We are so blessed and excited to bring this action to you from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Christian Ostrander running just a couple of freshman arms out there.
Yeah,
Impressions of
three
Bruce
freshmen,
Littleton.
3 true freshmen, Jason. And last week it was Causey, Littleton, Farr. This week he changes it up a little bit, goes Causey, Farr, Littleton, but results are the same. He got 3 zeros up, and I'm assuming it'll be next man up for that bullpen as well. I think that's what it creates, right? You wonder why keep throwing arms out there, why change it up every inning if you're Southern Miss. These guys look good, why not go another inning? Man, it creates that next man up mentality. Nobody wants to be that guy to give up that shutout.
Well, Mississippi State has gone to an arm. Jack Gleason struck out Matthew Russo to end the second inning. He is back out working against Davis Gillespie. First pitch called strike. The 0-1, that one in the same spot. It's quickly 0-2. Boy, you can see the action on that fastball from Jack Gleason. That thing's vibrant, electric, vicious, whatever you want to call it. And then he spins the cutter up there, and Davis Gillespie gets a piece. Team ERA for Mississippi State entering tonight, 3.63. This was the number on the stat sheet that just makes you stop for a second and say, that can't be real. 0-2, Jack Gleason disposes of Davis Gillespie. Back-to-back strikeouts since coming in. 1 away. Opponent's team ERA, did you look? Do you know the number against Mississippi State?
I do not.
The opponent's ERA against Mississippi State, 10.44. That's 10.44. As Dre Barrett cues one off the end of the bat. This is what he did his last trip up. The 3-run bomb in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, you see it right there off the bat. He just drills it. That ball deep in the trees right there, probably on the trace back there behind Pete Taylor Park.
You'll see the fastball go high. Boy, what a freshman campaign he had a year ago. He won the job over at third base, battled Seth Smith for it for much of the early season. Really wound up proving his worth by his patience, his eye, plate discipline at the plate. The stellar third base play didn't hurt, and he became the everyday third baseman a year ago for Southern Miss. 2-1, good slider from Jack Gleason. Over the top goes Dre Barrett.
Yeah, a year ago, Jason, I mean, he was a guy that when he got in the box, he didn't act like a freshman. And we've seen it here from Mississippi State with Jacob Parker in right field as well. But, it's just a guy that just, when he hit the campus and he hit this lineup, he was just more poised than you typically see from a freshman.
Gleason has struck out 3 in a row. Down goes Dre Barrett. There's 2 away.
Man, that's a fastball with some ride and some jump on it right there. He is challenging with heaters, and Southern Miss just not able to catch up with it.
Kyle Morrison doubled back in the first. He is up, hitting .342 on the season. He hits .375 with 2 outs. Sees the Gleason fastball in for a strike. His OPS over 1,000 for this club. changeup from Gleason. That would miss. First changeup he's shown us at 86. Jack Gleason's ready. Kyle Morrison sees it late, fouls it back. I don't know that I'll ever forget it. Kyle Morrison was in the leadoff position opening day against the best arm in college baseball in Jackson, Florida. Saw 98 on the first pitch, went and got it, ricocheted it off the mugshot sign and right, and he was off and running. That's how he introduced himself to Hattiesburg.
Yeah, I had a conversation earlier today. I forget who it was with, but just kind of talking the first 2 games of this season for Southern Miss. You face Jackson, Florida, who's going to be, I would imagine, a top 10 pick, and then you turn it around to Aceves, who I didn't personally see him pitch, but I got to watch you guys, and it doesn't take long to get the timing down when you face those 2 guys, game 1 and 2.
1-2, that is spotted up. Inside corner, just above the knee. Kyle Morrison fooled on the heater from Jack Gleason. 3 away, all via strikeouts for the Bullet from Mississippi State, Jack Gleason. We'll be back to Hattiesburg right after this. Yet tonight, every one of them crammed in here. Christian Ostrander is going to run freshman arm after freshman arm in here. Here comes another one in Sam Mitchell, Rick.
Yeah, it's just amazing. They keep bringing them out. That last pitch that Littleton threw Ace was unbelievable.
Yeah, boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
Just think, Cliff and I didn't know Bruce Littleton existed till last Tuesday night.
I was watching y'all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I said, good Lord, who is this?
Yeah, Peyton Steele thought the same thing on that slider he threw him to his back foot.
Yeah.
This is Sam Mitchell into the ball game. Mitchell's making his 3rd appearance. He's gone 2 1/3 innings of work. He's attacking 3, 4, and 5 in this uber-talented Mississippi State order. Something serious out of the hand of Sam Mitchell. That looked like maybe the curve. He's a high spin rate guy, Cliff.
Yeah, he can really spin that thing. That's 28, above 2,800, 28.15 on the spin rate there, just off the charts. He's going to pitch off the fastball, but make no doubt about it, he wants to go to that spinner when he's ahead in the count.
You look at Christian Ostrander, he throws these guys, you put them in an environment like this, it's almost a sink or swim, right? You put them in here, see what they can do against one of the hottest hitting teams. There's the bottom falling out of another one.
And then you take them out just when you're wanting to see more of them.
We were the same way last Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen a slider that good in a long time from Bruce Littleton. There's another overhand curveball from Sam Mitchell. That's a full count walk to Noah Sullivan.
Yeah, that's a great take from Sullivan right there. You're talking about a guy who knows that strike zone. He's 10 walks over just 4 strikeouts on the season. Had 1 in the first inning, so 10 over 5. But just a really good take on a really good curveball, full count.
Rick, this has been a good program for a long time. It feels like that man, Christian Ostrander, is even trying to take it to maybe even another step forward, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. I'm just sitting in there with Etheridge from
Mark Etheridge, yep.
Mark Etheridge from D1 Baseball, and we're just marveling at all these arms they keep bringing out. And listen, the guy from State, Gleason, looks really good,
Oh,
too.
boy, we're going to get to them in just a second. What about Brian O'Connor as well? You get a guy, he's a Hall of Famer, right? He's a guy that's done it at the highest of high levels, won a national title. As Cliff put it, when Mississippi State called, he answered. And here he is. And boy, from the impressions that I have from early in the season, they have hit a home run, pardon the pun.
Yeah, I covered a regional in Oxford when he brought Virginia in there. I think it was his 3rd or 4th year. And talking to him after the game, I thought, man, this might be the smartest baseball coach I've ever been around. Yeah.
I would agree. You look at the success, 18 regionals in 22 seasons in Virginia. As Sam Mitchell goes high at the plate, you can see, too, look at the veteran move. Seth Smith kind of walking up there, Cliff, kind of settling him down.
Going back to him right there, Coach O'Connor, what he's done is he's brought a culture to this team immediately when he stepped on campus. And You know, it's just as you see the double right there in the gap.
Reed Stallman sends one to right center field. Joey Urban got to it quick. It'll put runners on the corners as Noah Sullivan goes first to third. Stallman holds up. He had struck out against KL Farr in his first AB back in the second.
Yeah, I called it a double off the barrel right there, but Joey Urban, for the second time tonight, just a great angle, getting that baseball back in to keep him at first.
Really good throw, too, which has been if he has a shortcoming as a ball player, I thought has been his arm, and he really made a nice throw there.
He sure did. Christian Ostrander has popped out of the pen. He's had a couple of arms ready. Is he making a move? Looks like he is. Calling on a sinker baller, J.W. Armstead. Going to drop down a side armor. We're going to keep it right here at Pete Taylor Park. I want to show you something. We're talking, I saw you wrote an article last week about the starts of the Mississippi programs, college baseball programs. These aren't all of them. The team just down 49 is really good too with Bobby Halford.
Yeah.
What does this say for the state, Rick?
It's incredible. I mean, it's just, you know, it all started with that guy right over there, Ron Pope, sitting in the next booth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Boo Ferris, of course. But man, it's per capita, it's so far and away the best college baseball state, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I would completely. I mean, you're talking about 2 national championship winners on that screen. Delta State's competed for it time and time again at their level. Southern Miss looking to try to get back to Omaha. When you just look far and away, and look, Mike Bianco's club might be the quietest 10-2 team being talked about in the country right now.
I think they're very underrated. Yeah. And the Ronnie Batts at Delta State has got them back
Absolutely.
to where they're supposed to be.
That'll make a lot of the people around here happy. Christian Ostrander, one of them. He is a proud Fighting Okra. J.W. Armstead is the senior who's in Mooreville, Mississippi. He's a specialist, a side armor. He's in here for one thing and one thing only. That's to induce a ground ball.
Yes, you said it, to get that ground ball. That's the luxury you have when you have all these arms in this pen is you can go to this guy right here. Maybe, you know, the last couple seasons, maybe you had to extend a couple innings, but Christian Ostrander has that luxury. He can go to his specialist here, try to get that ground ball, and then keep moving down the order, keep moving down that bullpen. Now, keep in mind, there is a game tomorrow as well, so maybe that changes a little bit. You've got 18 innings to deal with in the middle of the week, not just 9. But you said it calls on the sinker ball here, trying to get that double play.
You know, we were talking earlier about the rotation that Oz did. You mentioned you were watching it last Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's in uncomfortability. These hitters, you know, they're seeing stuff after stuff. Now it's different arm slot. That can toy with an offense, can't it?
Yeah. I'm just wondering, Cliff, and you would know better than I. These guys that are pitching 1 inning, 15 pitches, they can come back and pitch tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, they can. Most of them can. And some guys, you know, those arms kind of heal and recover differently, but I would think most of them now, certainly an inning can come back the next night.
Yeah, 92 from the side.
Yeah.
that device right there, Rick, that TrackMan device, it'll light up like a slot machine on the casino on the Gulf Coast if you follow these arms that we're going to watch in here tonight. You ought to see Jack Gleason stuff here in a minute.
Yeah.
J.W. Armstead again, 2-seamer right down the heart of Main Street.
That's such a different look than they've seen from these other guys, too.
He's facing Ryder Woodson, who flew out to right field. Woodson, the shortstop for Mississippi State. Nobody out, 2 aboard. Frisbee slider out of the hand of Armstead. Over 18 inches of sweep to it. Working away and a punch out and a big one in this ball game.
He was hurt most of last season,
was.
right? Yeah.
Looks healthy now to me. I don't know about you.
He did on that batter. Let's
I
see.
don't know, Rick.
Yeah.
So 2 on the corners. And look, this is against the lineup that walked in here today hitting .350 entering this afternoon. Fastball here. This is sliced down that left field line into the Golden Eagle pin. More arms up, by the way, for Southern Miss.
Almost got Ock.
Yep. That would have been a travesty. You'd have seen Oz sprint down there into that bullpen to check on him. Both of those arms. Sibley was up as well for Southern Miss. Andrew Raymond, the batter. Had the single off KL Farr. Swinging at the slider. Quickly 0-2. This is the best Armstead's looked all season at this point.
What's he going to throw here, Cliff?
0-2, I'm going back to the slider. You got a guy that looks just like that on that pitch right there. You want it off the plate, go backdoor it, maybe put it in the dirt.
Good call, Cliff. Slider down and in. Rick, we will tell you that we signed waivers in here. If you want to toy with a mind of Christian Ostrander and predictive pitches, good luck, because we're batting about 100 against him right now.
I'll go with Russell.
That's right. That's right.
I never threw a slider that good right there, Mr. Rick. But look, it doesn't get any easier. You just in steps the freshman.
Yeah.
A lefty. You got to figure out, again, attack down in the zone with the off speed.
So 2 on, 2 out. Walking a single to get there. Keep in mind the play, too, of Joey Urban to hold it to a single. Kind of a different situation now than if you had 2 on at second and third and 2 outs. Instead, you've got runners on the corners. Armstead from the stretch. Put into the night sky. This one's going to get out of play. Evens this count up at a ball and a strike.
I haven't seen Armstead throw this hard. Has he been 92?
I feel like he's maybe a little juiced tonight, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
He kind of lives in that high 80s, but he can run it up to that 90, 91, 92. You got to be careful here, though. You got 2 runners on. This is a kid. I know he's a freshman. We've seen him do it here locally. He can change this ball game with one swing.
I mean, is there anybody in this park not juiced up in here tonight? I mean, I'm amped up, and I'm just here to talk about it.
This kid can swing it.
Yes, he can.
To me, he's the future of this program. He's going to hit in the middle of this lineup as he moves on in his career.
Slider hit the center field right at Joey Urban. 2 paces in. Crowd will get on their feet at the peak. The top of 4 is done. That's a job by J.W. Armstead. 2 stranded. We head to the bottom of 4. Back with more with Rick Cleveland when we return on ESPN+. Park, Hill Denson Field, Jason Baker alongside sports columnist from Mississippi Today, Rick Cleveland, alongside Cliff Russum. Hill Denson, he's in here tonight. He's moving around. We can't find him, and that's how Hill likes it. Talk about the minds. You mentioned Ron Polk in that fortuitous type mind to be able to think forward, thinking of what college baseball could turn into. Hill Denson's the innovator of the right field ruse. You knew them all well, Rick. Just put into words what those guys meant to college baseball in general.
Well, speaking of Hill, when he first built this park and he wanted to charge admission, I'll never forget, Roland Dale said, "Hell, Hill, they don't even come now when it's free."
Well, they're in here charging a good penny tonight.
Yeah, with luxury suites, and yeah, it's amazing. It is. A friend of mine looked online today to see what he could get a off-market ticket for. $125 standing room.
I think it's a great value if you ask me. If you didn't have one and you wanted to be in here tonight, and not have to listen to all of us speak about this game. I mean, look at that scene.
Yeah, it's special.
You've covered this game as long as anyone. John Cox just down the road from us, the voice of the Golden Eagles. I mean, he literally told me he began calling in a folding chair in a pop-up table like you were eating cookies at VBS in church.
A card table.
Yeah, in the fellowship hall.
Behind chicken wire. I was there. Hey.
Boy, times have changed, my man. The 2-2 to Tucker Stockman. The slider is low and away. I mean, I had messages from all across the country today. We are watching, we are locked in. And it's to just think that, I mean, look, this is a non-conference midweek bout. Now, it's going to matter tonight a lot to everyone. Tucker Stockman down. Jack Gleason is filthy, by the way.
He is.
How about 5 punch outs in a row now?
let's don't sleep on him.
Whatever momentum this offense had, he has come in and shut it down quick.
And that's a freshman arm as well for Mississippi State. 83, I mean, spinning over 2,500. Brian O'Connor, you got to feel he knew what he was doing. He said, I'm going to need you to put the fire out, quiet Pete Taylor Park back down. And here's Seth Smith up. Smith, the 8-hole hitter for the Golden Eagles, flew out to center field back in the second inning.
He's hitting the ball now.
He certainly is. 458 clip at this point, slugging over 500, on base over 500.
I don't think the plan when they made the switch was for it to be permanent, but until he makes a bunch of outs, you can't take him out of the lineup.
I will go back to our pre-season visit with Coach Oz, and we kind of asked on Seth Smith and said, Coach, where does he fit in? And
oh boy, Seth Smith has sent one down the right field line. Gone.
that fits in well.
Solo home run for Seth Smith. And his teammate Dre Barrett is finally off the hook. If you didn't know, now you do. The last home run he hit was off Dre Barrett in high school, and he leaves the yard off Jack Gleason this afternoon.
That ball hit up my pine tree.
Clears the mugshot sign and right.
Yeah, he's a guy that I'll go back to the story now, but Coach Oz said, hey, he's going to get a chance and he's going to get an opportunity at some point. And when he did, when he got that opportunity, he just has not let it go, as you see right there.
His dad's a former big leaguer. I can't help but think, in a world of transfer portal, he would have been exhibit A of a kid to say, I got to go find a place to play. But I just believe that Smith family said, I think you should stick it out, show some loyalty. Should be noted, this is a Southern Miss team. They have the third least turnover of any program in the entire country in the transfer portal era. That's got to mean something too, Rick.
It does. I mean, you know, the other teams in the Sun Belt are getting riddled by the transfer portal. And so far, with one major exception. That was an Omaha team that Waldrop left, I thought.
It was. Yeah, they certainly still haven't forgave in these parts.
Yeah.
Hurston Waldrop, who left to go to be a Florida Gator. This is lifted shallow right field. Off the bat of Caleb Stelly, it's all going right for Southern Miss. That falls in fair territory. That hit off the handle of the bat.
Yeah, to your point, Mr. Rick, you talk that retention that Christian Ostrander, and really before him, Coach Berry and this whole program, before him, Coach Corky Palmer. I mean, what they've done, and we touched on it with Coach O'Connor in Mississippi State, and what he's done so far since he stepped on campus is they preach culture, they live and die by culture, they get involved in the community, and it makes a difference on this field.
Brian O'Connor is out. He is making a change. Bring it on, a left-hander to face Ben Higdon, the leadoff batter who's due up for Southern Miss. We're here in the bottom of the fourth, one away, 5-0 Southern Miss. Back with more college baseball on ESPN. Cliff Russell and Brian O'Connor went and called on a bullet and a good one, and Jack Gleason was really good out of the pen.
Yeah, in a moment where he needed to be, Jason, they needed some stops, and he came in and did that. Just one tough pitch to Seth Smith, and it honestly wasn't a bad pitch. Seth Smith does a better job of going down and getting it for the home run.
So Brian O'Connor makes the call to the pin. Charlie Foster, the left-hander, is in. He's making his third appearance of the season. The two prior appearances have been starts for the Bulldogs. He's a sophomore out of Snellville, Georgia, highly regarded kid out of Georgia a year ago, made his first career start in Pete Taylor Park here at Hill Denson Field. And speaking of here at Hill Denson Field, they pay homage to the late, great Corky Palmer, 44. He was one of your best friends, Rick. Just put into words what you think a night like tonight would have meant to CP.
I just wish I could see his face because he would absolutely love love this, and he's a big part of it still.
I can hear his voice. They paid how much for a ticket to come to Pete Taylor Park? I can hear him right now, Cliff.
Mr. Rick, he would love it until he's on the losing end of it.
Oh.
There's nobody I've been around that hated losing more than Corky Palmer.
No.
And Rick, for you were mentioning in the break, your first paid job around Hattiesburg. By the way, we're getting a Hill Denson FaceTime call in his booth in the middle of our track, man. But your first paid job was what around?
My first paying job, I was 6 years old, and Reed Green, the legendary athletic director, would give me a silver dollar to chase down foul balls. And people ask me, well, why didn't they just let them turn in foul balls at the concession stand? And they didn't have a concession stand.
That's right. That's right. That was true BYOB back in those days. Now it's honored here, currently tonight.
Yeah, it was a different day, and that wasn't the easiest job in the world. You know, you're a little kid about knee high and trying to talk a college kid out of a baseball. It wasn't the easiest job I ever had.
Boy, I mean, in a couple of weeks, these Golden Eagles will go to Dudy Noble, that mecca, that palace for college baseball. I mean, on the Starkville side of things, they have just fully immersed themselves for many, many years, but it continues to be an emphasis from 80, Zach Selman, Brian O'Connor. They plan to be the biggest and the baddest, and they have built that in Starkville.
They sure have, and again, Ron Polk had a whole lot to do with that. And a gentleman that I came to know and respect and wrote a book about, Boo Ferris, was the first scholarship baseball player at Mississippi State or any of the Mississippi schools.
Did not know that. That is so cool stuff. The Ferris Trophy, of course, named after Boo. We've seen winners out of both of these programs be given that award a year ago. I believe it was J.B. Middleton.
Yep, it sure
won
was.
That award.
Yeah,
imagine J.B. somewhere in a Rockies clubhouse locked in on this one tonight.
It's going to be a tough choice this year if these teams keep playing this way.
I would certainly agree. Your involvement still in the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame year in, year out. I believe this past summer inducted, I call him 40, better well known as Scott Berry went in a year ago.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer.
Right.
That was a no-brainer. You know, the last 4 Southern Miss baseball coaches are all in the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. And that's 4 coaches over how many years?
I believe it's over 37, I believe. Is that right? You're going all the way back to Pete?
I'm going all the way back to Pete. He's in the Hall of
so
Fame.
that's 50-plus years all the way back with the inclusion of the late Pete Taylor.
Pete won a lot of games without very much money. You know, I mean, without scholarships, except for the football players and basketball players.
I mean, this program has seen a Hall of Fame punter be a part of it. They talked into the baseball diamond and the late Ray Guy. 3-1 fastball from Charlie Foster's in for a strike. He's just sitting here 94 from the left side.
Yeah, he's got it. Ron Polk, by the way, still tells me that Ray Guy had the best college slider he ever saw.
That's unbelievable. How about Ron today? Celebratory pregame cigar. I appreciate a man that loves a good cigar. He went down to the pen today amongst the kids and lit one up in front of the 16-ounce lounge in true Ron Polk fashion. I remember the night he got ejected from here. He smoked it down in the batting cages here at Pete Taylor Park. That was an epic night. 3-2. Stallman gets off at first, throws it to second for 1 to throw in return. Won't happen. There's 2 away, and Higdon's aboard over at first with the fielder's choice. Were you here that night when they ejected him?
Yeah. I saw Hill get ejected here a few times too.
I could only imagine the stories that come from Hill Denson. These college programs just riddled with history. That's why I wanted you on tonight. I wanted the country to know these stories and how proud these programs look. These are 2 in-state rivals that certainly are wanting to kick each other's teeth down their throat, but the respect across the state, when you talk to these coaches, Cliff and I get the opportunity, you do it on an almost weekly basis. There is a lot of mutual respect in this state from program to program, and I'm not talking just from the top dogs. I'm talking about Bobby Halford, a Hall of Famer as well, just down the Highway 49 at William Carey as well.
He's done just an amazing job. And you know, we got great feeder programs too. Pearl River, Jones, the junior colleges in this state continually are producing. I think the whole Delta State lineup right now are junior college players.
Michael Avalon's son is here, the head man at Pearl River Community College. He's sitting with my son here tonight. Wore a Pearl River Community College hoodie, but there's some guys in the maroon and white that bleed that. I believe there's a maroon and white dog, but Michael Avalon, the head coach of Pearl River Community College, told Tucker leaving the house this morning, we have players on both teams, Tucker, so
yeah,
make sure to hide that allegiance. That's how deep it can run here at the state of Mississippi. Joey Urban, a native out of Jupiter, Florida.
What a year he's having so far. My goodness.
He wasn't on any of the Golden Spikes list, really wasn't on many preseason pundit-type list of any kind, but if he continues swinging the way he's swinging, he'll be on a lot of postseason lists, that's for certain.
You know, he got, in the first inning, he got fooled on that pitch and still managed to move the runner over to third. I thought that was my good friend Joe Paul calls him a professional hitter.
I mean, you look at him here, right? 3-1, you're amped up, runner on, 2 out, you're in the bottom of the fourth. You're thinking swing away. He just takes his take, takes his walk, puts it to the next man down, which happens to be Matthew Russo with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
It's a tough matchup here, lefty on lefty.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier, the book a year ago on Russo, it was backwards, it was flipped, inverted, whatever terminology you want to use. He was really good against lefties, when everything in baseball tells you he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Foster to the plate here, fastball into the turf. Boy, Andrew Raymond's been a wall behind the dish so far from Mississippi State tonight.
Russo just has an infectious enthusiasm about him that makes everybody around him better, I think.
Look, he was wearing 98, 99-mile-per-hour fastballs as the former bullpen catcher for that 22 pitching staff.
Yeah.
This one spiked in the turf. That was a slider out of the hand of Charlie Foster. This feels like a pivotal moment in this ball game. Kind of middle third of the game, Cliff. Charlie Foster in relief of Jack Gleason, who was really good until the homer by Seth Smith. The single by Caleb Stelly, seeing eye single. And that's why I think you see that infield sort of gather up.
Yeah, look, I mean, you said it. I mean, just a huge moment here. And I know it's a 5-run lead, but we've talked about this Mississippi State offense. There's no lead if you're Southern Miss that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, it's a big moment. They need State needs to get an out here to really stay in the game.
.95 painted. Boy, that was dotted up on the black. That is a beautiful pitch to watch. But there's just something, a lefty 95, a little bit of action to it. That's Higdon at second base for the Golden Eagles. Russo thinking the other way and slices it foul, and it evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is action in that Mississippi State pin. There's a Black Friday crowd down in the Southern Miss Golden Eagle pin. We expect another arm coming out of there. Foster, good pitch, 91-mile-per-hour slider. Down goes Russo. That's it for Rick Cleveland. Thank you, my man, for stopping by.
Guys. Mr. Rick, appreciate everything you do for us.
He is a walking, talking legend. You'll be able to, I hope he's typing words tonight for this one. I'll read that column in the morning at Mississippi Today. Seth Smith went yard. It's 5-0 at the end of 4. We'll be back to Pete Taylor Park with much more. Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Top of 5 action tonight at Pete Taylor Park. And the skipper for the Golden Eagles, Christian Ostrander, guess what? He pulls another freshman arm out of the pen. It's a right-hander from Fairhope, Alabama. Teague Broadhead is in for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. And I want to take a moment, Cliff. Special thanks to the sports columnist at Mississippi Today, Rick Cleveland, Sports Hall of Famer in this state. I literally skipped college exams to read his columns on multiple occasions because those words have been so eloquently put into print for so long, and an icon to have him in here tonight to dissect both of these programs and hear about the history of college baseball.
Yeah, well, first of all, you skipping college classes makes a lot of sense. But
for sure.
Yeah, what he's done for just every sport, not just baseball, but every sport in the state of Mississippi, he is, as you said, just a true legend.
James Nunnally hit one about as hard as you can without getting it out of here in his last trip up. 8-9-1 in the Mississippi State order. A sinker from Broadhead. Tight spin, 1 pitch, 1 out, as to see it kind of spin away from me on the turf and stayed with the play. And there's 1 punch out.
Yeah, he goes straight to the fastball right there, first pitch, Jason. And look, stop me if you've heard me before, but Teague got some action last week against Alabama. One of those 9 guys used. Went an inning last week, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Good start here.
Bryce Chance walked in his only plate appearance tonight to turn the lineup over. That was back in the 3rd inning. Broadhead decides to just wake everybody up with that one. Teague, a sinker baller, curveball guy. There's the sinker right into the heart of the zone, 94 miles per hour. If you just joined us, the Golden Eagles got the party started with a 3-run home run in the 1st inning off the bat of Dre Barrett. Another tapper right back at Broadhead. He'll field it again. Underhand toss over to Russo. Same action as the first one. There's 2 away.
See Russo kind of laughing right there. Broadhead almost losing his footing right here on that toss right there, but does a great job of filling his position.
Probably telling Teague, don't worry, nobody's watching.
How about that smile from Matthew Russo? Man of the people he is.
He certainly is. Garrick Fry is up to the top of the order. 351 hitter on the season. 95 out of the hand of Broadhead. And Fry offers at it. Broadhead was one of the 9 pitchers used last Tuesday night in that win over Alabama. There's the Uncle Charlie out of his pocket. It's 0-2. Fastball, slow roller. Seth Smith got it out of his glove quickly, not in time. Fry runs well at the top spot in this Bulldog batting order. It's probably a play you would love Dre Barrett to try to cut off and use that momentum, but Smith called him off and got to it.
That's just a great job by Fry right there, Jason. I was fully expecting to come back with the spinner right there, and Teague Broadhead tries to sneak the fastball by him, and Fry gets just enough on it for the infield single.
That gives a chance for Ace Reese here at the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. Broadhead goes sinker, 96. In for a strike, says James Ainsworth. This one at 96, but downstairs, Reese sees it low for a ball. Fry 2 for 3 in stolen bases on the season. The 1-1. Sinker at 95. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. With 2 outs and a runner on. Ace Reese 0 for 2 tonight. Spike's preseason nominee facing Teague Broadhead. Runner goes. Curveball, and he doesn't get the call. Boy, that was a heck of a pitch to Ace Reese. Boy, they thought the action was just off the plate, did James Ainsworth. You be the judge.
Yeah, no, I'll be the judge. It was not off the plate. That's a great pitch. You reward that guy when he makes that pitch, but nonetheless, you're back here digging him with 2 strikes.
Against one of the best in this order from Mississippi State. Now the count's gone full. Fastball that missed low from Teague Broadhead that time. Actually, check that curveball. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on, 2 outs. Here with the drama building in the Berg. Fastball missed high. Ace Reese gonna take his walk. Fry had taken the stolen base on that prior curveball that Broadhead had put to the plate that didn't get the call on. Of course, Mississippi State fans at home not real happy with the call they got over the weekend against UCLA. They can sympathize right now, certainly.
Yeah, what, did you get to watch that game?
A little bit, pieces of it.
Just
fastballs outside.
An instant classic
Absolutely.
in Arlington. Just 2 great programs, Mississippi State, UCLA, just going blow for blow.
I am in the party that says we need more of this, more of these big-time matchups. Get these teams together, meet in the middle of the country. Let's play some good baseball early. The 1-0 from Broadhead. Big cut here from Noah Sullivan to even the count up at 1-0.
Yeah, throw that thing on primetime, Sunday night baseball,
Yeah.
2 college baseball programs like that. I'm here for it.
Hey,
don't
I'll
make me
call
pay
it.
for a
Yeah.
subscription. Throw that thing on primetime. And
You and I are volunteering right now. The execs in Bristol like us to call some of it. We're here for it. 1-1. This is sliced down the right field line. Broadhead as a state batter back in a 1-2 count. Noah Sullivan walked. He did that against Sam Mitchell. Struck out against Dylan Causey back in the first. The patrons of the Peak are stomping their feet. 2 on and 2 out. The 1-2. This one missed upstairs. Broadhead just trying to recover. He didn't get a call just a moment ago against Ace Reese. Reese took his walk. Tough situation against the hard-hitting Noah Sullivan. 2-2 curveball. This is lifted up. Now to play. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
a couple off speeds up in the zone. Probably got away with one right there, Jason. We've seen the curveball be sharp this inning so far, but he left a couple up.
It's kind of edge of your seat. I've noticed I'm going closer and closer to the monitor in this booth. We're in the top of the 5th. A lot of baseball left. Teague Broadhead from the stretch. Fastball misses up. He'll go to another full count. Kind of get a feeling you're playing with danger. Getting into these hitter tight counts, if you will. Fastball lifted to right field. Higdon trotting back, and he can't make the catch off his glove. Ace Reese will score, and it's 5-2. Southern Miss here at the top of the 5th. A 2 RBI knock for Noah Sullivan as that was scorched. 102 off the bat. Higdon was trying to cut it off, Cliff.
Yeah, you said it, playing with fire right there, and Sullivan just gets a good barrel on that baseball, drives it the opposite direction right there. Yeah, look, it changes the game, Jason. Now you're down. You've cut that lead to 3 now. Plenty of baseball to play here tonight.
It'll Go in the official book as a double. I respect it for Noah Sullivan. 2 RBI double for Sullivan. This is a club in Mississippi State. They're 3rd in the country in that category that is doubles. Here's Reed Stallman. He'll see the curveball in for a strike. Was heads up base running by Ace Reese. It's not complimented enough. 2 outs, you're moving. So Ben Higdon do that earlier for the Golden Eagles. This curveball is yanked into the right field corner. This one will carry him off the wall. Higdon will pick it up. His throw into second base. In time. The run counts. It is 5-3.
I think we're going to have a challenge here.
We'll see which dugout it is that's challenging the call. Whether it's the call out at second base. It is going to be Mississippi State challenging the tag up at second base here. Stallman hit it a long way off that right field wall, driving in Sullivan for the moment. Of course, that run will stand. This is either going to be whether Stallman is safe at second base or whether he is out is what they are challenging. No matter what, it's a 3-run top of the 5th for Mississippi State at this moment.
I got to say, from the first couple looks, you don't really have much of a view to really confirm that one way or another, Jason. I think this is going to be one of those where it's really important on what the call in the field is, and obviously it's out in this situation.
Smith immediately showed the tag. You can see Stallman immediately indicate he'd like the challenge as well. So you got 2 guys selling to play.
What a throw from Ben Higdon out there in right field as well.
Should be noted, this ain't no amateur camera crew in here tonight. Lee Field and his camera production crew, some of the best in the country, Cliff. They can provide you these angles. We get the benefit of it so much week in, week out. There are a lot of good looks in this place. Those men and women manning those cameras in here tonight, just absolute gurus behind the lens that we so appreciate the work that they bring to this picture that we're trying to bring you tonight. I don't know that there's enough angle anywhere to show you anything definitively that would tell you this call would be getting overturned. So Eddie Newsom, our crew chief, with the call. Mississippi State, 1 challenge remaining. It's a 3-run top of the 5th. This one's getting tight in Hattiesburg. We'll be back with the Golden Eagles coming to bat as you're watching college baseball on ESPN. Pete Taylor Park, Hill Denson Field, Jason Baker, Cliff Russell. We've got our statistician Marty Wyndham above us, and a new arm for Brian O'Connor. He's making his call for his 4th pitcher of the night. It's a freshman out of Indiana. Parker Rhodes is in. High leverage type kid too. 94-96 with high upside for Mississippi State's in on the bump.
Yeah, he's a guy there. Love to get him on campus, Jason, and highly touted freshman walking in. And look, it's been a small sample size, but what they've seen, it's been really good.
Rhodes making his 3rd appearance of the season. Opponents are hitting just 200 off of him. It is 4, 5, and 6 up in this Golden Eagle order. So we knew, and you mentioned it, 3 wouldn't be enough. Mississippi State gets 3 in the top half of 5. We're sitting in a 5-3 ball game that frankly feels really tight.
Yeah, look, it's a bullpen game now, and it obviously has been early for Southern Miss, but you know, it's going to come down to who could throw up a couple zeros here late in this ball game.
It'll be Davis Gillespie up. Gillespie took a walk in the first. He was driven in on the Dre Barrett 3-run home run that got this play started. Rhodes goes 95 high out of the zone. You can actually see Andrew Raymond immediately sort of settle down, breathe, pitching in front of 5,000 plus. Good cutter from Parker Rhodes. Gillespie kind of stepped out for a moment. He's got a slider curve to go with it, does Parker Rhodes. There's the slider. Gillespie off the end of the bat. Ryder Woodson collects his feet, half a step, gets Gillespie at first. Strong play from Ryder Woodson, the shortstop for the Bulldogs.
He goes backhand deep in the hole right there. Strong throw for the first out.
Barrett is up, hit the 3-run blast. TrackMan said it went 450 feet, I believe every bit of it. Deep to the left center field gap. Through a 96-mile-per-hour heater here on the first pitch. Barrett around here. Good call. It's 0-2. Parker Rhodes is ready from the windup. Slider here is attacked, sharply hit. Ace Reese will show off the cannon across the diamond. 2 away. You know, I'm reminded that Seth Smith home run as Kyle Morrison's coming up. In the little nugget we gave that Dre Barrett was the last guy to give up a home run to Seth Smith. Surely they're in the dugout talking about that tonight, right? I mean, there's still kids playing. I know there's a lot of people in here. Surely they're having that kind of conversation, right, though?
My guess is it's probably going to wait till after the game.
Oh, okay, all right. Morrison takes a huge act. I just know college athletes' wherewithal. We were given a guy who gave one of the greatest post-game college baseball interviews of all time. My man, Stephen Schock, he played for Brian O'Connor, involved Dippin' Dots, caves, a couple of foul potty words in the interview as well. He became a walking, talking college baseball legend. Shout out Stephen Schock. Played for Brian O'Connor at the University of Virginia. Kyle Morrison over the top of Parker Rhodes. Totally irrelevant to tonight, but I just thought I'd throw this in there. The sword from Kyle Morrison brought it to my attention. Pitching Ninja, Rob Friedman's releasing a book this month.
All of them great Twitter followers.
100%. Please get on those. There should be some footage from tonight on Rob Friedman's page. There have been some pitching ninjas in here tonight. 2-ball, 2-strike count to Kyle Morrison. You can see the action. That looked like a changeup out of his hand of some sort. 85 dancing and darting out of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A wrinkle to Kyle Morrison. He'll take the 2-out walk. And it'll get you to Tucker Stockman, the junior catcher out of Athens, Alabama. He's 0 for 2 tonight, a pair of Ks. And on deck behind him is Seth Smith, who went yard his last trip up off Jack Gleason. That was back in the 4th inning. Fastball at 95 upstairs. See what Tucker Stockman's done on this season thus far for the Golden Eagles. He's the everyday catcher, had a day off on Sunday. In their win over Louisiana Tech, lifts one to right center field. Underneath it is the right fielder, the freshman Jacob Parker. That's it, out number 3. We played 5 tonight in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We got a good one brewing in the Bird. 5-3, Southern Miss on top of Mississippi State. 3 runs for Mississippi State off this Golden Eagle bullpen. The first 3 runs given up in the last 18-plus innings, as rare as a dinosaur sighting. And Mississippi State strikes against this pen. Now they're calling on a veteran, Cross Sibley, the senior lefty from Summerall, Mississippi.
Yeah, he's a familiar one for Southern Miss fans, Jason. He threw twice this weekend. Went an inning and 2/3 on Friday, came back and went an inning on Sunday in that win as well. And he's a guy that we haven't seen him in the starting role this season yet, but he is a guy that's done it in the past. But so far this season, you've been able to kind of insert him where needed, and he's a guy that's been effective when used.
Yeah, we've played 11 games, have the Golden Eagles this season. Cross Sibley's been involved, well, this is the 12th, in 7 of them. That's how much Christian Ostrander believes in this arm.
The freshman, though, on both sides, Jason. You got so far 5 freshman arms for this Golden Eagles staff, 2 for Mississippi State. Now, I go back to our conversation with Andrew Checkett's opening weekend UC Santa Barbara head coach, and he kind of talked about offensively how college baseball is getting older with the transfer portal. I'm seeing the opposite with these arms. I mean, these kids are stepping on campus. They're mid-90s. Say what you want about the radar guns that, you know, now versus 10 years ago, but I mean, there was a time when 95, 96 with a hammer would make you a lot of money. You'd be put in Friday nights when you stepped on campus. But it's just so impressive what these young kids are doing when they step on campus.
Nowadays, if you throw 95 ball 4, they'll go get another one. As Cross Sibley has this check fouled away. Ryder Woodson, the batter, the shortstop for Mississippi State. About the Washington Nationals in their spring training, did you see that? They put a sign up, I don't care how hard you throw ball 4. Cross Sibley, this is pitchability at its finest. That's 88. Woodson threw it. Fastball, induced ground ball. Seth Smith got it off a nice little hop off the turf over across the Russo. There's one away.
Made it look pretty routine right there, but that ball kind of in between hop on him right there. That can sometimes be a tough one to handle. Seth Smith, no problem on that one.
So Andrew Raymond, tonight's catcher for Mississippi State. Digs in, he's 1 for 2. Had the single off K.O. Farr back in the second. It's a slider from Sibley. Where there's times where he just sort of flutters one up there, and I mean, it just almost seems to sit in oblivion for a moment's time, but people just tend to fight it off, try to hunt the fastball from Sibley. Left on left matchup here. There's the fastball. It missed outside and evens up a ball and a strike. Ground ball again, backhanded play. Seth Smith, a long throw and the pick from Matthew Russo, and there's 2 away.
That's good all the way around, Jason. Just great job of getting to that ball from Seth Smith, setting his feet. But Matthew Russo, we talked about it in the opening, I believe. But watch it. I mean, that is not an easy pick. That ball is kind of in between again. But Russo making it look easy as he always does.
Jacob Parker sees 90 miles per hour off the plate from Cross Sibley. Parker 0 for 2 tonight, getting the start. This one lifted, foul, back, out of play. Native of Purvis High School. Boy, I've been hearing about Jacob and JoJo Parker, seems like for a decade. They were all-world everything in high school. There's footage of them hitting home runs in major league stadiums as high schoolers and showcases. 1-1. This is ripped. Kyle Morrison stabs it. The throw to Russo. 3 ground balls for Cross Sibley. The defense playing well behind them. We head to the bottom of 6, 5-3 Southern Miss. Infield here at Pete Taylor Park. Jason Baker, Cliff Russell with you as we head to the bottom of the 6th tonight in this top 10 bout. Well, it's a multiplier of 10. Christian Ostrander, 100 wins. It was picked up on Sunday. He's the fastest to ever get there in Southern Miss program history. He did it in grand fashion, too. 26 games fewer than the late, great Pete Taylor, Cliff.
Yeah, honestly, when I saw that over the weekend, I thought it was a misprint. I thought there's no way he's 137 or whatever it is. And I mean, it's incredible what he's done. He's obviously the groundwork was set before him, right, Coach Berry?
Absolutely.
And there was, it had the history there, but he has taken it and ran with it. Just a program in great hands.
Parker Rhodes is back out. Another inning of work. He'll begin a heater that is tapped up the middle. Ryder Woodson's over. 6-3 put out of Seth Smith. There's one away.
You been to Dudy Noble? Have you been since the renovations have been done?
I have not been to the new one. I have called games in the old one. But I'm going March 24th. These two teams, we get to do this all, not us, but we get to do it all over again. I'll be on the radio call for that. I'm looking forward to it, by the way. Can I just be honest? They have a local barbecue place. This is sent foul down where they like to barbecue, down in that right field, Roos. I'm going to get it wrong. I'm not a Starkville native. Two brothers.
Two brothers, yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. I've been told you might want to get there early, bake. Big fan of ballpark food. I'm going to find my way down there as a color analyst. I don't have quite the responsibilities. Boy, that chopped off and hit Andrew Raymond right in the hand. That hurts. Trust me. So, yes, I'm really looking forward to my trip. Can't wait to cover these programs again later this month.
Yeah, look, with all due respect to Two Brothers, I'm sure that left field lounge has something to say about the best barbecue in Starkville as well.
My polo will be the wrong color for the left field lounge. I'm going to stick to the guys and the professionals in that concession stand media area. A wrinkle here. This is sent to right center field, but Jacob Parker is there to make the catch. And there's 2 away. Now I've seen, some classics in the old Dudy Noble. And I guess it's still in the same location. It's just been revamped to the umpteenth degree.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yes, sir. It's literally the Mecca. I mean, it is something to see. I don't have enough pull in this state to get a night stay in those apartments in left field, but that in itself would be worth the price of admission to just get an opportunity. I mean, could you imagine you look like that. That's what I'd be, sitting on the couch in the apartment, just laid back looking at it in all its glory. It would be essentially you put some apartments out there and overlook Pete Taylor Park, and you wake up with a sunrise in the living room.
Yeah, there's nothing else like it. I mean, with all look, I'm a homer. I'm biased. You say what you want about Southern Miss, but that atmosphere out there in left field at Dudy Noble Field is special.
Parker Rhodes goes low to Ben Higdon.
With all due respect to right field Roost, I'm still give me that number 1, right?
Yes, sir. Boy, they are piled in there tonight. It's regional, super regional-esque.
My phone's about to blow up.
Oh, you're changing. Yeah, folks, we're here just talking baseball. Look at that place, though. Crammed on the hill. All kinds of goodies being cooked out on those grills.
Phone's been blowing up all night, by the way. And just legend Mike Montoro, our old SID here. listening in. Major was, he's a legend around these parts.
I believe he was, if not the president of the NCBWA, he's been heavily involved in the Baseball Writers Association. He was the SID before Jack Duggan here, the baseball SID during your time here at Southern Miss. Justin Parker is out to go speak to Parker Rhodes, a 2-out walk to Ben Higdon. Well, you talk about, Rick Cleveland mentioned just the 5 coaches in this program's history. That's some legendary stuff from that SID world as well here at Southern Miss. Jack Duggan, one of the best in the country. Guy that loves baseball. You see the action happening for Mississippi State. As we mentioned, he followed Mike Montoro. And there's so many intertwined connections, even with the change in regime and Brian O'Connor. But there's stories abound between the intertwining connections between these staffs. Travis Creel was telling us Kevin McMullen, their associate head coach who's in the third base box for Mississippi State. Travis said this summer we ran into each other, kind of welcomed him to Mississippi. He said, I saw him for an instant. Next time I see him at the next showcase, they're scouting. He said it's first name basis only from McMullen. He said it was just first class all the way, and that's how it should be with these two programs.
Yeah, look, it doesn't matter who's the head of these programs. You're always going to have a mutual respect.
Ground ball, Ryder Woodson's got it. They'll force out at second base. That's it. We played 6 tonight in Hattiesburg. It's getting late on a Tuesday night, but don't you get drowsy. The 7th inning's coming up. We'll be back with more. Historic night in Hattiesburg that began with fireworks in the bottom of the first, and it's lived up to its billing to this point. We hit the back third of this ball game, Cliff. Here we go, 7th inning. Cross Sibley is back out. It's 8-9-1 in this Mississippi State order up, and a 5-3 ball game, and Cross Sibley going back to work. Fastball, center cut to James Nunnally.
Yeah, I was kind of curious on how he was going to kind of try to piece these last 9 outs together, Jason, if you're Christian Ostrander. And, he's kind of had that formula. You still got Josh Ock down there. Looks like he's throwing in that pen. Got to think Camden Clark's probably available through Sunday 2 innings, but I would think he can turn around and come back tonight.
It's a stable full down in that bullpen. See Josh Ock getting slowly intentful with his approach into this ball game. Ground ball back up the middle and through. A single for James Nunnally. And Mississippi State has their leadoff batter aboard.
Yeah, it's a pitch Cross Sibley would like to have back here. 0-2 ahead in the count. And goes fastball, but just leaves it up in the zone for the leadoff single.
It's just the second time tonight Mississippi State has had their leadoff batter aboard. The last came back in the 4th. That was a walk to Noah Sullivan from Sam Mitchell. And Bryce Chance is up. He's 0 for 1, showing sacrifice, and he believes that hit him on the hand.
They did check the swing. Luke Weems down at first base said he did not attempt the bunt.
Can't jump over the plate.
So it is a challengeable play. These, to me, are some of the hardest if they're going to be overturned. The footage has to reveal something, and it's extremely difficult to decipher if it did or did not. We'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be your best look.
Immediate reaction. 9-hole hitter.
Yeah,
he's taught to find his way on anyway.
It's a huge moment in this game, obviously. I just don't know that there's enough there. And if you're James Ainsworth, it's so often you're going off sound on that as well, if you kind of hear the contact maybe. But I just, from what I've seen in those angles, I just don't see anything definitive enough to say he wasn't hit by the pitch.
Coaching staff from Mississippi State, Brian O'Connor. Having it a discussion. Bryce Chance is aboard at first. They are underneath, if you're wondering. They are back behind that gate in the replay facility. Eddie Newsome, the veteran, is out to tell us the results. He'll hold the hit by pitch. It'll be 2 aboard with nobody out. And guess who's up? It'll be Garrick Fry to the top of the order. Ace Reese on deck for Mississippi State. Nobody out. Mississippi State just 3 sack bunts as a team. This is popped up. Cross Sibley will make the catch. That is a massive out in this baseball game for the black and gold.
It goes up in the zone right there with the fastball, and you see Fry just lets that barrel get below the baseball and pops it up.
One out, Ace Reese to the plate, 2 on here in the top of the 7th inning. A single by Nunnally started it. He's at second base. You see Seth Smith shadowing him behind him at the bottom of your screen. Sibley goes fastball in for a strike. Sibley from the stretch. Loopy curve. Put out to left field. This one going to touch down. Fair territory. Everyone will be safe. It's a single for Ace Reese. Looked like they were playing no doubles in the outfield. It was a long run for Davis Gillespie. Yeah, you can see him fully shaded
You
over.
can also see where Seth Smith almost behind second base there. Just a long run for him. And if he makes that catch, it's a remarkable play. And not to mention, it's such a tough play, a tough area of this field. There's just no foul territory over there as well. You're dealing with that pole. And we're going to have a pitch and change here.
Christian Ostrander has popped out of his dugout. The base is juiced, and they're going to a high leverage arm. Josh Ock is coming into the ball game for Southern Miss. All the drama building. The theater so good. We'll be back after this commercial break as you're watching college baseball on ESPN. It's a well-used reliever for Southern Miss. Josh Ock, the junior out of Victoria, Minnesota. Chanhassen High School product is in. He's making his 6th appearance of the season. He's logged 9 1/3 out of the pen for Southern Miss. And boy, the heart rates of many are at fever pitch at the moment, Cliff Russell. This has been incredible baseball. And Ace Reese, a single kind of in return, what Caleb Stelly got for the Golden Eagles back in that 4th inning. Ace Reese gets rewarded with one as well. Now the base is loaded, and Noah Sullivan coming to the plate for Mississippi State.
Yeah, you're turning over to Ock here. Also has that sinking fastball, can induce that ground ball, but you got your work cut out for you here against Noah Sullivan in the middle of this Mississippi State lineup.
Yeah, this is the three-hole hitter in this Bulldog order. 1 for 2 tonight is Noah Sullivan. He had the 2 RBI double that was laced out in the right field. Went off the glove of Ben Higdon. A fastball that works back to the outside corner from Ott. This one's low. Tucker Stockman picks it clean. That was the splitter from Ott. Fastball locates. Ox ahead in the count to Noah Sullivan. Bases juiced, 1 out. Slider, Sullivan down, swinging. And there's 2 away. Noah Sullivan also got a warning from James Ainsworth.
Yeah, I'm not sure which pitch he's upset about on the called strike maybe, but yeah, I mean, we've got the track man up here and he's been in that zone in that at bat.
Reed Stallman will dig in. Left-handed hitting. Cuts at the Ott fastball, foul. With the tension in this place at the moment, as highest as it's been tonight. Cutter in for a strike out of the hand of Josh Ott. Reed Stallman over to talk to Kevin McMullen.
It's a great use of a timeout, Jason, and you know, you kind of feel this energy in this crowd ready to get kind of break loose with the punch out right here, but a great use of that timeout.
It's a veteran coach. He came with Brian O'Connor from Virginia. You see what Reed Stallman's done tonight. Patrons of the Pete stomping their feet. The 0-2 from Josh Ott. Splitter that dropped out of the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's a great pitch. Exactly where he wanted that. You don't put that anywhere across the plate. See if you can get him to chase on one.
See what Southern Miss has done tonight. The 1-2. Stallman, line drive, backside. 1 run is in. Another being waved home. A 2 RBI single by Reed Stallman. And we've got a brand new baseball game. State has tied it up, 5-all.
Just finds that hole, Jason. It's only 65 miles an hour off the bat. Didn't hit it hard, but didn't have to. Seth Smith kind of shading over towards second base right there, and it finds the hole.
A 2 RBI single with 2 outs. He had went 0-2. Kevin McMullen called the timeout to shake things up. And this ball game has worked back tied. Josh Ott goes wide of the plate here. Facing Ryder Woodson, who's 0 for 3 tonight, the shortstop for Mississippi State. Credit State, boy, they've been down 5-0 in this ball game after that Seth Smith solo home run back in the 4th inning. Made it 5-0 as Ott goes wide of the plate here. Mississippi State tonight, 5 of 10 batting with 2 outs. 2-0, ground ball, back up the middle. They may try it, waving Ace Reese from second base. He'll score. State's taking the lead, 6-5 in Hattiesburg.
Yeah, Ryder Woodson been quiet so far tonight, Jason, but we talked about the weekend he had in Arlington. And again, that ball's just center cut right there, and he puts it right back where it came from.
That one touched too. 104 off the bat of Ryder Woodson. Mississippi State, their second 3-run inning in this ball game. 2 crooked numbers have accounted for their runs. They're on top now, 6-5, and the back-footed slider from Josh Hawk misses inside for a ball, 1-0. Tell you what they've also done, they've put Pete Taylor Park to a halt at the moment. These fans were ready to burst open when Kevin McMullen called that timeout. You pointed it out, as good of a timeout as you'll see in a baseball game, Cliff. Sort of kind of put everybody on their back in their seats, essentially, quiet as a mouse at the moment.
Well, that's what a veteran lineup like this does, and they understand it's a long baseball game. They don't have to get all 5 back at one time, and they've just kind of grinded their way. The bullpen's thrown up a couple zeros for them, and they've obviously taken the lead in this game here late.
Cole Richardson beginning to get loose for the Golden Eagles in the pen. Here's Andrew Raymond. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a strikeout. Ground ball here. Seth Smith has it. Long throw. What a play from the shortstop of the Golden Eagles, Seth Smith. But the top half of that inning belonged to Mississippi State. They get 3 runs on 4 hits. The 2-out hitting strikes for the Bulldogs. They lead at 6-5. We'll stretch at the Pete. You do the same and be right back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beat Taylor Park, 7th inning stretch, and this one has been everything we wanted to be and more, Cliff Russell. Mississippi State with their second 3-run inning in the ball game. Here comes a kid from Hattiesburg, Maddox Miller, the left-handed freshman, prepped at Oak Grove High School, literally about 7.5 miles down the street from Pete Taylor Park. He's into this ball game to try to begin to extend it and piece it together for Mississippi State.
Yeah, because why wouldn't he be, right? You got the hometown kid, the freshman, Jason. He's been really good. It's going to be a mid-90s fastball from the left side, but that's not the money pitch. It's the changeup for him. It is an elite pitch.
Looks like some of his family up. And
that is Mom right there, I believe.
Is, yep, peering in. Watching tonight, she probably can't believe she got to be this close to home and have Maddox on the bump. But that's what these in-state rivalries do on a Tuesday night. The Bulldogs of Mississippi State have been, as advertised, some of the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. We've seen 5 freshman arms from Southern Miss tonight. And Maddox Miller wants the reset of the signs. Matthew Russo thought about stepping out, back in. Miller's ready. Slider from Miller, that would miss downstairs. It's been freshman arm on display all night long for these clubs. 96 off the dish, 2-0 to Matthew Russo. Russo, sharply hit, back up the middle. It's a single for the Bull, and he's aboard at first.
That's the first Southern Miss hit since the 4th inning with 1 out, Jason, and it's a big one. It's a lead off this inning, obviously. Matthew Russo gets this offense going.
Well, the 3-run rally for Mississippi State began with only their second leadoff batter aboard in this ball game back in the top of the 7th, and so here you have Southern Miss coming to get back in the ring in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's something they've heard time and time again from their head coach, Christian Ostrander. Maddox Miller goes fastball to the feet of Gillespie.
You touched on that Delta State program, and not to take the moment away from Maddox, but his dad, Matt Miller, an undershooter for Delta State. Great career in the big leagues with the Indians. Got to know Matt. Was kind of working out here when I played here. Just a great guy, great family.
1-1 from Maddox Miller, a wrinkle Gillespie way out in front, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Davis Gillespie. That had some wicked action to it. That was 12 inches diving down to the feet of Gillespie. There it is again. Gillespie lifts this allowed out to left field, and there's 1 away. Get off the end of the bat of Gillespie, only 86 exit velo off the barrel.
Gets him back off on the front foot, Jason, and as you mentioned, kind of off the end of the bat there.
Trey Barrett 1 for 3 tonight, but it was a big one. A 3-run home run back in the 1st inning. He flinches at the slider of Maddox Miller. There's another one off the plate. James Ainsworth's been really good tonight. I should note that. Missed the 1 curveball by Teague Broadhead. That was a big pitch in this game. One, another wrinkle. Boy, they are heavy with the slider from Maddox Miller, and he's ahead in the count to Dre Barrett. A ball and 2 strikes. Trey Barrett, other way, down into the right field corner. Russo's around second. It'll roll all the way to the wall. He'll hold up at third base. It's a double for Dre Barrett.
You saw a bunch of hooks there, Jason, in that at bat. Finally gets the fastball that he is looking for and shoots it down the right side all the way to the wall there.
When Barrett's going backside like that, you can really begin to tell when it's coming into form for Dre Barrett, and that's a positive sign for the hitting coach, the Golden Eagles, and Travis Creel. And here's Kyle Morrison, who has doubled walked. He has also struck out. That was against Jack Gleason. He got a lot of victims in here tonight. 5 of them to be exact. Maddox Miller goes fastball at 97. It's off the dish. Morrison's ahead. big cut at a sweeping slider. This is a tough spot. Left on left for Kyle Morrison. You see the action clip on that slider, so good. Morrison just hitting 154 against lefties on the season.
He gets 2 curveballs across the face there, Jason, and I would expect he sees another one right here.
He does, but it gets away from Andrew Raymond. Matthew Russo will slide home, tie game. Strikeout, wild pitch. Runners on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Goes back to the slider right there, and Raymond squares that thing up. Just unfortunate bounce if you're Mississippi State off the chest protector.
Barrett was able to advance to third as well. That ball caromed to the exact spot the Golden Eagles needed. There is a lot of room towards the Golden Eagle dugout and the state dugout for that matter. Runners on the corners, Tucker Stockman at the plate. 6-6 the score. Maddox Miller goes in for a strike with a breaking ball. What are the fans around the country? This one, they've got to be thinking this is living up to everything and more. Slider off the plate for Miller this time. I mean, what'd you expect? This, yeah.
Look, it's coming down to what it should, and 2 really good teams. You want this game to be won with some timely hitting, really good pitching, and that's what we're seeing.
Fastball's up high. Tucker Stockman. You're seeing that plate discipline once more from this lineup. That poise, that maturity. It's a place that's hosted Super Regionals in 2022, 2023. Program at Southern Miss been in 9 straight regionals. 2-1, Tucker Stockman got a piece. Evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on and 1 out. A legend in Scott Berry.
It's not much stress on a guy right there.
Oh, sir. He's punching all the right buttons tonight. The 2-2. Tucker Stockman down swinging, and another one's gotten away from Andrew Raymond. And the Golden Eagles have the lead. It's not on Raymond. That's a tough pitch. Biting in the turf. I mean, it's spinning 2,300 rotations per minute. Wicked action to sink, Cliff. I mean, it is.
Yeah, you got to be kidding me. I mean, that thing, look, it's a good pitch, right? He puts that ball where he wants in the dirt for strike 3, and just too much to handle back there for Raymond.
So Tucker Stockman will be aboard on the strikeout wild pitch. Barrett scores from third. 7-6 Southern Miss. This one's getting off the rails late on a Tuesday night. Brian O'Connor is going to call on another arm. As he walks out to the mound, it'll be a pitching change for State. We'll get you the name and the face when we return to Pete Taylor Park, Hill Denson Field. That's a manager talking to his freshman arm. Good to see. Not unnecessarily Maddox Miller tonight. 7-6 Southern Miss. Back with much more. And Dane Burns is coming in for Mississippi State. Pitched on Sunday against number 1 UCLA. He's making his 5th appearance of the season. 3 innings of work of no-hit baseball, scoreless baseball. The sophomore from Salina, Texas, 6'5", 215, a lefty, also throwing 94 miles per hour into this ball game tonight, Cliff.
Yeah, you said it pitched Sunday in that game, Jason. Just 2/3 of an inning, so he should be fresh here on a Tuesday, but coming in to face the lefty, Seth Smith.
Seth Smith fouls this one back. So Stockman out on that strikeout by Maddox Miller. Kyle Morrison, the base runner, up at second base. 2 away. The wild pitch plated the run of Dre Barrett. 2 wild pitches have plated runs in this bottom of the 7th inning. If you're just tuned in, first of all, where have you been? Smith waves at the fastball from Burns on 3 pitches. Down goes Seth Smith, but not before the Golden Eagles strike for 2. 7's complete tonight from the Pete. The drama building into Berg. We'll be right back. The game summary tonight shows it all, really. All 6 runs for Mississippi State scored with 2 outs. Speaks to what that lineup is. They've used 6 pitchers tonight. Several freshmen that have been on display. Golden Eagles 8 pitchers. 2 of 15 with runners on. Both of those have happened by Dre Barrett, by the way. For this Golden Eagle offense, they lead it 7-6 on a couple of wild pitches in this ball game. And look, we've got them from the Philippines, watching all the way around the world into Pete Taylor Park. And Cliff, it's just been big moment after big moment after big moment in this ball game.
Yeah, it has. And look, I know it's a 7-6 game, Jason, and it's easy to think that, you know, it's just been big hit after big hit. I feel like it's been a very well-pitched game from both sides, but now who can get those last 6 outs?
The top of the 8th we go. Josh Ock back out. He's working against another just uber talented freshman. This is Jacob Parker, who got the start tonight in right field. That hit him on the back foot. The fastball from Josh Ock. And a leadoff batter aboard for Mississippi State. That spelled success for the maroon and white last inning.
Not only got it started last inning, Jason got the fastball from Carl Sibley back into center field to get that 3-run 7th going.
Nunnally lifts this one foul and out of play. It's 6 outs remaining each for both of these pins and both of these ball clubs. State with a runner on here in the top of the 8th inning. Josh Ock's ready. 2-seamer over the dish. He's ahead in the count to James Nunnally. Nunnally 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight. He also flew out deep to right center field off Bruce Littleton. And Nunnally just loses one out into right field. Higdon is there. Oh boy, he's brought it back into the park. All this game needed was a defensive web gem, and Ben Higdon just got it. I didn't think he'd have a chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's leaving the park right there or not, but either way, great play from Ben Higdon. The ball, noted, it's just not carrying very well to right field tonight. If he can get it to left field, the other side, absolutely, that wind's blowing out there. But, I mean, I'm with you. Off the bat, Jason, I thought there was no chance this Park was holding that baseball.
Jacob Parker had to scamper back to first as Josh Ock checks him. Sometimes a play like that can sort of ignite a defense. Yeah, he hit it 356.
He needed about 357.
He sure did. Ock is ready again from the stretch. That's the splitter. Tucker Stockman picks it up. Boy, it's kind of pitch by pitch moment now here late in this game. I mean, this has the regional type, super regional type feel to it.
I'm going to be sore tomorrow.
Yeah. We have made a pitch. Fastball off the plate. Good spot for Ott. See what Bryce Chance has done. That's a 9-hole hitter line tonight. Walk hit by a pitch, grounded out. He has popped this behind home plate. Tucker Stockman will make the catch. There's 2 away. Bryce Chance just underneath that one. And we head to the top of the order. Garrick Fry for Mississippi State leading it off. Parker scampering back. Fry, he goes around. Top of 8, 2 out. Josh Hawk, the Victoria, Minnesota native. It's Garrick Fry to lift one foul and out of play over into the grandstands. This is lifted up again and out of play. Back into the screen, we'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Jacob Parker's aboard over at first, representing the tying run. He was hit by a pitch down on his back foot. Josh Hawk digging in that glove for the grip, the slider. He gets a call, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch, the veteran reliever. This is a slider that is yanked foul. That'll wake them all up in that 16-ounce lounge. The beverages are getting few. Garrick Fry hanging tough. Josh Hawk battling as well on the bump. Runner takes off. Wild pitch from Josh Hawk behind Garrick Fry, and Parker's in scoring position. That one just a bit inside.
Just a really good at bat from Garrick Fry here, Jason, and I feel like they've done damage here all night with 2 strikes. Absolutely. They've done a great job of battling.
Yeah, 6 of 12 with 2 outs tonight. Speaks to this state lineup, the depth that it has. 30th pitch is coming from the native from Minnesota. And it'll leak high in a 3-ball, 2-strike count to Garrick Fry. As much as Bryce Chance's line tonight's been every bit of a 9-hole hitter, Garrick Fry looks just like that leadoff type presence you want in the top of an order. See what Ott goes with. Fastball right down Hardy. Caught him looking. And that's the second punch out of the performance for Josh Ott. The third out of the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the 8th inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th tonight at Pete Taylor Park. Tonight, boy, the number to me that jumps off the screen right now, 6 of 13 with 2 outs hitting for Mississippi State. How about we point you to the runners in scoring position? Just 1 base knock tonight for the Golden Eagles, yet they somehow lead this ball game 7-6 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, I got to tell you what this lineup requires an opposing pitching staff to do is to be perfect. And they've battled everything with 2 strikes, Mississippi State has, but credit this Southern Miss bullpen and these arms. They've made some really big pitches when they needed to.
Dane Burns, who came in, got the punch out on 3 pitches of Seth Smith, remains in the game for State. 9-1-2 up in the bottom of the 8th. Caleb Stelly will lead it off. Rip down the right field line, and it'll drift foul. Caleb Stelly tonight, 1 for 3. He had a single following the Seth Smith solo home run back in that 4th inning. He was a .302 hitter for Louisiana a year ago in the Sun Belt. Curveball from Dane Burns. Dandy in for strike number 2. Burns making his 5th appearance of the season, yet to give up a hit. Mississippi State trying to overcome kind of all kinds of travel adversity to get to Hattiesburg. Southern Miss trying to hang on tonight, battling, dueling, giving an answer each time State put up a crooked number.
Yeah, how about that? When the flight got canceled right in Arlington,
Correct.
and they busted or maybe even vans.
Busted, yeah,
straight
bus
from
and
Arlington.
vans.
They arrived last night, practiced here at Pete Taylor Park under the lights.
They did the non-Power 5 combo here to Hattiesburg. The 2-2, this is pulled foul. All I can tell them is I sympathize. I know. Well, how about the state of Mississippi on full display across this country tonight? From bars to living rooms to back patios, they have been locked in. The 2-2 is off the dish. And Caleb Stelly has worked it full against the high leverage left-handed relief pitcher Dane Burns. Nobody out, bottom of 8. Leadoff batter for Southern Miss. He'll take his walk. That is the 6th walk surrendered by State pitching tonight. Just 3 for the Golden Eagle pitching staff to this point. Ty Long will be the pinch runner for Caleb Stelly. Long will just enter as the DH. Brian O'Connor making another move out to the mound. They have two arms up in their pen, a lefty and a righty. I've enjoyed watching the mind of Brian O'Connor work tonight. He's been very vocal with his guys on the bump. You can tell he's been in these moments. He has seen games much bigger than this in great environments quite like this. I love what he's told his team and talked with his team. Well, this is college baseball. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's intentional, right? And we've talked about Coach Oz and the type of communicator he is, but you see that right there. He is communicating with this guy right there.
Talking with Dane Burns. They're going to make a move. We'll have the new pitcher for Mississippi State when we return to the bottom of 8 at Hill Denson Field. The junior Maddox Webb, a hometown man out of Summerville, South Carolina. 4-pitch mix. It's good stuff, too. He's making his 5th appearance of the season, 4 innings work, 3 hits surrendered. He has yet to walk a soul. He has struck out 4. For the Bulldogs, opponents are hitting just 200, not a single extra base hit to speak of. It's been all soft contact kind of stuff. And let's go back to that Brian O'Connor moment. You've been a guy on the mound and had those talks with Dane Burns. I think it was a teaching moment. He recognized that in a hostile environment, you're talking with your guys, teaching. To me, that's a guy that's got real thumb on the pulse of this team in what they need to do, in how to improve and how to make a step forward in environments quite like this.
Well, and to me, and obviously it's, we're up here in the booth and we're not down there, but you can tell it's mutual respect from player and coach. And when a guy like Brian O'Connor talks, you listen, right? I'm with you. I love that moment. He's done it a few times here tonight.
It'll be Ben Higdon to face Maddox Webb first, dropping a bunt down. Charging from third is Ace Reese. Sacrifice bunt to move a runner in scoring position. In Ty Long up to second base. I think you're beginning to realize that bat tool for Ben Higdon, the ability to lay it down. We've seen him bunt for a base hit last Tuesday against Bama to set a big rally. Laid a sacrifice down there. Twice at the top of the order.
Yeah, I love that, Jason. He's also a guy that can split a gap. He can send one over as well. But showing right there, he can handle the bat.
Bulldogs have been cautious with Joey Urban, but they've controlled him tonight. He's 0 for 3 with just a walk to speak of. Curveball from Maddox Webb, and Travis Creel did not like the location and the call from James Ainsworth. Webb's ahead in the count. Fastball at 94, out of the zone, but Urban offers at it, and it's 0-2. Boy, you can see Maddox Webb, the exaggeration on setting that one to the turf. Beautifully blocked up by Andrew Raymond, who has been worked heavily back there tonight. From high spinning sliders, splitters off the turf. Ty Long in scoring position. Slider, Urban down swinging, and there's 2 away.
That's a hard breaking ball, Jason. Looks like a fastball out of the hand. A good tight late movement at 85 miles an hour. That ball looks like it's staying up, but it's such a tight slider right there. Just gets Urban off balanced.
Maddox Webb goes heater at the letters, and Matthew Russo for a strike. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. '93 right underneath the hands of Matthew Russo for a ball. Derek Fry playing shallow right field, the second baseman, in preparation for Matthew Russo. This is ripped foul. Boy, that was a barrel from Russo at 109. The man processing the situation. That was concentration on display as I've ever seen it, right? Maddox Webb to the dish. Overhand curveball, 1-2, and another punch out for Maddox Webb. 3 away in the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. 5,716 folks are fixing to be awfully loud at Pete Taylor Park. It's top of the 9th tonight as you're watching college baseball on ESPN. Top of 9 we go. Christian Ostrander's calling on the man that he asked to close the sweep out on the weekend in Camden Clark. He goes back to his closer here tonight, making his 6th appearance of the season. 2-0 with 3 saves across 6 1/3. Rick Cleveland said it earlier. There's feeder programs that help prop up this Mississippi baseball. He's a Pearl River Community College transferee. It's a high electric fastball. We're fixing to get power against power because it's 2, 3, and 4 in this Mississippi State order up. Reese, Sullivan, and Stallman. This is fixing to be college baseball at its best.
It absolutely is, Jason. It's good on good, and you see it right here. All-American Ace Reese stepping in the box. Your guys down by 1, top of the 9th inning. Here we go.
To the rest of the country, you're welcome for the Tuesday night television tonight. Camden Clark will fire. 94, Ace Reese lifts it out to right. Chasing is Higdon. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Touched on it earlier, that the ball's just not carrying to that part of the baseball field here. And it's 90 miles an hour off the barrel, but great job of Higdon and Urban kind of communicating and talking right there. You hold your breath if you're Southern Miss on that play.
Noah Sullivan will be due up. 1 for 3 with a run scored, 2 RBIs. He had the 2 RBI double back in the 5th. Camden Clark goes out of the zone at 95. Hit is a jumpy fastball. I don't know all the proper verbiage, but all I know is the induced vertical break sitting around 21 inches right now, measuring on that fastball. This one's lifted up, out of play. Evens up, a ball and a strike. It's got run to it as well. He's over 10.5 inches in the horizontal break measurement. Chases the heater upstairs, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. He was thrust onto the scene to help secure the opening weekend series against the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. He's ready. Spikes the curveball, slider in the turf. That one thrown about 56 feet.
Well, you got to show it, right? You got to think Noah Sullivan timing that fastball up. You got to show it. I'm real interested to see what he goes back with here.
want you to stay tuned, too. Don't forget, we'll name the South Mississippi Chevy Dealers Player of the Game following this broadcast, and they're probably tabulating that up at the moment. There is a whole host on both sides of this in both dugouts. One away, top of the ninth. Camden Clark sends a fastball up. Noah Sullivan Hagen tough. That was 96 out of the zone, and Sullivan gets a piece.
Man, this lineup just grinds with 2 strikes. They make these pitchers, they make a staff earn everything that they have. Yeah, this is just so much fun to watch.
They are as advertised. Change up. This literally will leave this atmosphere. Seth Smith will call for it. He'll make the catch when it comes down. There's 2 away. Change up from Camden Clark to begin the AB to Reed Stallman. Boy, if Gunnar Leger and Christian Ostrander are going to put that in the repertoire with this right arm, the man's going to make himself some money. The 1-0 from Camden Clark. There's the heater. Stallman has been everything and more tonight. 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He comes in hot off that 3 for 3 performance against UCLA on Sunday. 1-1 fastball fouled back. Bulldogs to their final strike. This is the veteran lineup. This is a man understanding the situation. Color me impressed with Reed Stallman tonight. He asked for his timeout, recognizing the moment. Camden Clark trying to close the door. This one a change up low for a ball. We're evened up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Product of West Jones High School, Camden Clark. Broxton fires this one high for ball 3. And this game deserved the full count with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, and we get it. Stallman digs in. Clark winds up. Change up that just missed. It's a walk for Reed Stallman. That was a big league at bat by Reed Stallman. Brian O'Connor with some instructions.
Never stopping coaching.
Ryder Woodson is up. Fastball. That one finds the zone. 94 miles per hour. You're not going to speak to the 3-2 changeup with 2 outs from Christian Ostrander. You're just going to leave that one alone? When you can pump 94, 95, boy, Oz, he'll keep you on your toes. Clark versus Woodson, a move to first.
Yeah, Clark with that big leg kick, and just real intrigued here if they try to get that runner maybe in motion.
Yeah, that's Gatlin Sanders, who's come in now for Mississippi State as a pinch runner. 0-1 off the plate. Evans had a ball and a strike with 2 outs. Woodson, this just tells you about this lineup. He's a .350 hitter with 2 outs. Now ball. Bulldogs back to that final strike. Golden Eagles 1 strike away for a resume building win in the midweek. Ryder Woodson's at the dish. The 1-2 from Clark. Woodson tardy on it, will do it again. They're on their feet at the peak. Camden Clark working from the stretch. 1-2 slider. In the win, secured. Southern Miss moves to 11-1. Mississippi State has suffered their 2nd loss of the season in back-to-back ball games, with the loss to UCLA Sunday and the loss to the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. But what a display of college baseball tonight here at Pete Taylor Park, Cliff.
Yeah, what a night, man. What a night. This is just 2 great programs, 2 great teams that went square to square, head to head tonight. Southern Miss, you get out hit 9-7, but you still find a way to win. That's what great veteran teams do, Jason.
So our South Mississippi Chevy Dealers player of the game, Trey Barrett. He got it started with a bang. 450 feet later, the 3-run home run. He was 2 for 4 tonight. A double with 2 runs scored. He's our South Mississippi Chevy Dealers player of the game. For all of you around the country tuned in and watching, we thank you for being a part of this broadcast tonight. For Cliff Russum, for our statistician magician Marty Wyndham, I'm Jason Baker. Special thanks as always to Lee Field, his entire production and camera crew, the best in the business. The country learned something tonight. It matters a whole lot in the state of Mississippi. College baseball's on display well through ESPN+. Southern Miss wins it 7-6. You've been watching college baseball on ESPN.